Hi. Hey, everybody. So I'm going to tweet about it really quick, but if you guys want, you can start asking questions or whatever, but let me tweet about it really quick. Make sure that everybody knows what's happening. So how are you guys? What are you guys up to today? Also, can you hear me? Like, is my mic working and all that? Let me know. The comments are so delayed on StreamYard. It's like terrible. Okay, cool. I can see the comments now. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, you're at work and you're watching my live? Thank you so much. Planning YouTube videos. Yeah, I feel that. That's what I've been doing basically all day. So, hi, Meg. Hi, Riley. Hi, Julie. What did you have for dinner, Jess? Hi, Fadwa. Hi, Mariam. Hi, everybody. Oh my God, there's 31 people watching already. Wig. What are you uploading tomorrow, Monty? I feel this so hard. I need to film my favorite queer books video. I need to film that, but I'm putting it off. I don't know why. I can't pick. I'm so indecisive and I keep changing my list. So it's like I just keep procrastinating on it. But procrastination is terrible. Don't procrastinate, kids. Pasta from Noodle and Company. That's what you have for dinner? I've never heard of Noodles and Company, but I really love that for you. I do. Okay, I'm eagerly awaiting your wrap up, Monty. Would love to know what you've been reading. Ain't shit to do at work but send emails. I feel that. That's so valid. Yes, I'm live streaming. I'm bad at live streaming. I've only done it like once or twice, and I've been a guest on some other people's live show, but I don't know. I'm not that great. Hi, Monet. Monet, I've always wanted to tell you that your makeup is amazing and like your icon is just stunning. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What was your favorite series, Panic Attack? Was it the Guild Hunters one? I'm sorry that I didn't like it, but I did like it. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about, but cool. My daddy, my superhero. Okay. All right. So the first book in the Guild Hunters series is bad, and then the rest of them are good. Like, you think that I should try another one? I don't know. I don't know if I could trust it because I've tried, like, what is it, twice, 3 times to read Angel's Blood, and me and that book did not get along. So I'm scared. Trying to read No Exit. What is No Exit? Is that a thriller? I feel like I'm thinking about this one book that has to do with like magical doorways or something and like immigration, but I think it's also a thriller. I don't know. Let me know. I would love to know. Yes, doing a live by yourself is just like a little bit nerve-wracking because I didn't know if anybody was going to show up, which is like obviously a dumb fear because there's lots of people here. So thank you for coming. But I always am like terrified that nobody's going to be here and I'm just going to be like talking to myself. So very intimidating stuff. Hi. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Okay. What does this say? Yes, I love Bones. Bones is like my favorite vampire guy as well. I love him. He's an icon, he's a legend, and he is the moment. Thank you so much, Monet. I've been trying my best with it. It's usually like really textured, but I've been trying like some new skincare products and I feel like it's just getting more smooth. So happy about that. Thank you. Hello. I do think that I'm gonna try to continue the Night Hunter series. I listened to the first one on audiobook, so I'm waiting for my hold for the next book in this series to come through the Libby app. But the line was like really long for that one. But I am gonna try and read it soon-ish. I don't know. Yes, yes. Bones is amazing. He is just so fun and hilarious, and he's an asshole. My favorite kind of man. Hi, Jana. Thank you so much for subscribing. And you're from Germany. That's so cool. It's like weird to think about people in other countries like watching my videos. So that's really cool. Thank you for letting me know you're from Germany. Yes, I'm so glad to hear that you've been liking Jack Harbin's books. I've only read like 2 so far. I read Meet Cute Club, and I also read, it's like a novella, and it's called The Babysitter. That one is so spicy. But I want to read some of his other ones. He has this one called Kitten and another one called Daddy, and I'm very excited to read those. So yeah. No, I haven't read Ninth House. I do have it behind me. If you can see, it's like behind me in that little stack of books, but I haven't read it yet. I'm planning to make a reading vlog, like completely devoted to it, but I am intimidated by it because I read like the first chapter and they were like eviscerating a man in the middle of a classroom. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I will try to get back to it eventually. Oh my God, the comments are moving really fast. Wait, I can't read that fast. Okay. So you think that I should try to push myself through the Guild Hunter series? I will consider it. If my library has the audiobook for like the second book, I will consider pushing through to the rest of the series. Yes, there will be a Ninth House reading vlog. I'm pretty sure that's what you're referring to, Mayana. There will be one somewhat soon. Hi, Lucy. Yes, I hope you like it, Monty. I know that you're like a very critical reader, so I'm scared that you might not like it, but I hope you will like it. Thank you for binging on my videos. I'm glad you like the content. Yes, Meet Cute Club is just amazing. Like it's just everything. I want to own a physical copy because I read it like in ebook format because Jack sent me an ARC and it was just, but I want to own it. So I'm gonna buy it soon. It's on my wish list right now. So I'm gonna buy it for my birthday because my birthday is next week. So I'm finna buy it soon. Everybody read Meet Cute Club. Any book recommendations for sisterhood stories? I don't know. That's a good question. My current read is The Boyfriend Project by Farah Roshan, which comes out today. And that one has like a really strong female friendship. So maybe that one. But I don't know if I've read any books recently that are like really all about friendship. So I don't have that many recommendations for you. I'm so sorry. Okay, I will be reading Ninth House. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it will happen. It will occur. It will be on the channel at some point, hopefully. Was it awkward doing my first live? Yes, it was awkward. I'm trying to think of my first live. I think my first live, it was my Crescent City live show, and I had a bunch of co-hosts. So that one wasn't that bad, and it was like all my friends. So it wasn't that bad. My second live was a bit awkward for a little while because there were some like pauses in the chat, but for the most part, everything was fine. I don't know. YouTube did take down my live at one point. I feel like maybe they took down that live because I flashed you guys by accident or something, but they never told me why they took it down. But I did make a second one and it worked out. So YouTube just hates me maybe. Yes, there is a physical copy. I think like the first day that it released, he only had like the ebook available on Amazon, but I just checked like this week because I talked about it in my wrap up, and so I was checking to like leave the link in the description, and there's a physical copy. So I'm going to own it immediately. The cover is amazing. The cover is like my favorite part. So, you know. Yes, June Squad, Gemini season. I will accept no Gemini slander in the chat. Yes, Georgia, you definitely need to read Good Enough to Eat if you're into like vampire stories. I thought it was interesting. And also the main character in Good Enough to Eat, she's a vampire, but she also writes like vampire romances and it's very amusing. So I would definitely recommend that. My live is so natural. Thank you. You're so sweet. Yeah, that would be a good rec for like sisterhood. I definitely like the bond between the sisters in Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I'm so excited to read Danny's book. Danny's book is coming out when? Next week? 2 weeks from now? Something like that. And somebody pre-ordered the book for me. I love you guys so much. Okay, let's scroll down. I cannot see. Yes, Mayana, the Crescent City Live was my first live. It was an experience. It definitely was an experience. Yeah. If anybody knows anything with like platonic female friendship, please leave that in the chat so that Night Owl Reader can get some good recommendations. Yeah, Monty. I also saw Jack like posted on his Instagram about he like took a photo in a bookstore of his books. So clearly there was at some point a physical copy. You think I should physically read the Guild Hunters books? Well, see, the thing is that I'm definitely not about to buy that book. Like, never am I going to buy that book. So the thing is that I probably never will achieve that. But perhaps, if I can get it from my library when the libraries open up again, I will consider it. But yeah, I feel like it's not going to happen. Hi, thank you, Aaron. Somebody said earlier, they said, how does it feel to have 8,000 subscribers? Honestly, it feels so strange because I think at the beginning of like last week, I only had like 4,000 subscribers. And so the influx of subscribers is just so crazy. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. It's just very strange. I have a lot more comments now. Answering all my comments is like so hard, but I love it. I love that you guys want to interact with me. That's amazing. Thank you for doing all these recommendations. Undead Girl Gang sounds good. The friendship between June and Nora and Red, White, and Royal Blue is amazing. I would love if they had like a friendship spin-off book. I would eat that up. Yes. Yeah. I do have like Overdrive. I use the Libby app to read like audiobooks and stuff through my library. But I was just talking about like physically reading a book. Someone recommended that I physically read a series and it's like better that way. But I'm not ever going to buy that. So if my library has it, maybe. But if not, it's never going to happen. What else? I saw some stuff. Yes. So the Take a Hint Danny Brown book is coming out June 23rd. Thank you. Bisexual romances. Read Janie by Rebecca Weatherspoon. It's not called Janie. It's called Zany. Let me put it in the chat because I keep saying it weird. Zany by Rebecca Weatherspoon. What other ones can I recommend you guys? I will also say Something Like Love by Christina C. Jones. That one is a bisexual romance. I would definitely recommend it. Oh no, the audio is really bad. So the audio for the Guild Hunter series is bad, and that's why you think I dislike it. I feel like the audio wasn't that bad to me. I just personally don't enjoy the storyline. So I don't know if it's for me. Yes, Mayana, read it. Read it. Like, when I tell you you're going to be shook, one of the scenes in there, that one sex scene, you're going to be shook. You're going to be shook. And I want you to DM me about it, like, as soon as you read it. Thank you, Jesse. What's my biggest reading distraction? Probably Twitter. I'm on Twitter constantly, and I just got into a group chat called the Unfriendly Black Hotties group chat, and we just talk in there all day. So that has definitely been distracting me from reading. Most definitely. Yes, I have read The City of Brass, and I have the Arc of Empire of Gold, but I'm so nervous to finish the series. Like, what if it's not good? What if it's like not a good finale? I'm terrified to consider the possibility. But I do have an arc. I do love The City of Brass, and I will be reading it hopefully soon, maybe next week. What video software? I just use iMovie. I have a MacBook Air, and iMovie comes with it, so that's what I use. Yes, the group chat is so distracting. Like, I can't do anything. I've been trying to be productive and like clean my room and do all this reading, and I can't. All I do is like listen to the group chat argue about ice cream and shit. It's terrible. I have never read a Colleen Hoover book. Do you guys think that I should read a Colleen Hoover book? Because I remember when I first joined Booktube, well, not joined, but like when I first started watching it, everybody seemed like they hated her, and they talk about how she's problematic all the time. So yes, you do need to join the group chat. Mayana, put her in the group chat. She's amazing. Check out her channel. Welcome back, Fadwa. I love you, sis. You want a Colleen Hoover reading vlog? Well, what Colleen Hoover book should I read? I am Team Ali. I love Nahri a lot. I hate Dara. I love hating Dara. I think Dara is sexy, but also I think that Dara is a piece of shit. I am Team Ali. My feelings are very complex. Team Ali. Nahri is amazing, a queen. Dara is a piece of shit, but I love hating him. Those are my feelings. Those are my thoughts. I love this response, but there has to be a good one. Somebody please recommend me a Colleen Hoover book, and I will consider reading it in a reading vlog. Oh, that sounds like that could be pretty interesting, like her most recent and then like her first release. It could be interesting to compare the two. Okay, Without Merit. And someone says to read Ugly Love. Dara is bae, but I also think that Dara is like, he sucks. He sucks. I would say why he sucks, but I won't because they're spoilers. Listen, Fadwa, I understand that you don't agree with my City of Brass opinions, but Dara, I dislike him. I think he's an amazing character. I love reading his point of view. I love his role in the story, but I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of a piece of shit. Like, he's a sexy piece of shit, definitely, but he's not that great a person. I'm not going to spoil anything. I will not talk about anything super specific. Okay. So her first book. Which book is her first book? Also, I'm sorry. I'm like eating ice cream, and I'm like eating the cone right now. So, girl, don't read Ugly Love. Okay. I will not. Let me see. I need to scroll up. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's see. Let's see. Terrified to read Colleen Hoover. Same, sis. I have no idea. Like, I seem like everybody really hates her. So, and I'm not sure. I feel like people say her books are like problematic or like abusive content in it or something. I don't know. So it worries me. I think my favorite type of video to film is probably my reading vlogs, mostly because I like editing my reading vlogs more than any of my sit down videos. So probably my reading vlogs, maybe. We have another Colleen Hoover recommendation. Okay. Let's see. It Ends With Us. That's the only book that I ever hear people say is like a good book. Like, I remember there were a lot of really good reviews for that one, but I don't know, because everyone seems to hate her other ones. I feel like I've seen a lot of really bad reviews for like November 9. Like, what's the deal with November 9? Why does everybody hate that book? I would love to know the answers to that question. He is. That's how I would explain him. Like, I think that he's so sexy. I read about him and I'm like, oh my God, like he's so hot. And I would be like Nahri. I would be obsessed with him. But he be doing some questionable shit. So I have to be honest. I'm telling y'all the truth. What does this say? There's definitely always something gut-wrenching in her books. So does she write like angsty romance? Is that her thing? Cause that, okay. I'll see. They love or hate Colleen Hoover. No in between. Advice for new booktubers. I don't know. When I was a new booktuber, I was terrible. Like, my content was bad. I have privated so much of my old content. Like, I made my channel in 2018 and I have privated so much of that content. It was all very bad. I think that like the best advice that I could give is to like make the kind of content that you really want to see. Because in the beginning of my channel, I used to make a lot of content that I had absolutely no interest in. I would make like a lot of like hauls. I would do a bunch of tags and stuff, which I do think are like a good way to enter the community if you don't have any ideas yet. I do think it's like a good stepping stone, but for me personally, that's not my favorite kind of booktube content. And so I never felt super like invested in making any of those videos, and it showed in my videos. I was like very unenthusiastic. I didn't feel like I was completely myself in those videos, which is why I've privated them, because I feel like I'm much more outspoken now and I make jokes with you guys, and I just felt like in the beginning I just wasn't very myself. So definitely make the kind of content that you feel comfortable with, and that would make you happy, and the kind of content that you really want to see in the community. Don't be afraid to like do some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I definitely recommend privating old stuff. I've also deleted some videos, which was like kind of a choice, not necessarily a great one, but privating them is always a good choice. I have never had Vegemite, probably never will have Vegemite, but who knows? Never say never. My favorite TV shows. Okay, Haikyuu, the anime. I love them. They're all my sons. I don't know why I care about this fictional sports team playing volleyball, but I do. So Haikyuu, definitely. That's like all I've been watching recently. What else? What else have I been watching? I recently watched Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time, and that's now one of my favorite shows. I'm watching Altered Carbon, and I love that show. This is like a rewatch of the show for me. I love Spartacus. That show ended in like 2013, but I'm still obsessed with that show. I watch it all the time. What else? What else do I be watching? Also, Lovesick on Netflix is amazing. It's an amazing show about like romance and relationships. You should all watch it. Yes, Avatar: The Last Airbender is everything. I almost want to rewatch it, but I don't want to rewatch it like before I watch Legend of Korra. I know people don't like Legend of Korra, but Mariam, she really wants me to to watch it. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yes, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time as an almost 20-year-old woman. Yes, I did. Yes, yes, it's amazing. See, there are other people watching Avatar for the first time. Everyone doesn't have the same childhood. I have not seen Psycho Pass. I have like not seen that much anime, period. I'm only recently watching anime. I just finished watching Death Note. I'm so mad about the ending of Death Note. It just was so trash. It was terrible. Oh my god. Anyway, we won't get into it because I won't spoil anything. My favorite Haikyuu character, I would say Hinata because like that's my baby, my precious son. But I don't know. I really love Kenma. I love Kenma so much. Like he's me. I'm Kenma, so I feel like I love him, and it makes sense to love him. So maybe Kenma's my favorite character. Maybe Hinata. I just can't pick. I can't pick. The first season of Legend of Korra is really good. Yes, I've been hearing that. So I will try it. I will try it. Yes, the ending of Death Note is just a mess. Like, it's no reason that it should have been 37 episodes in that show. It could have been a solid 25. Honestly, it could have been a solid 20, and that would have been enough. It was a mess. It was just a mess. Yes, Light was so out of character. I did not understand him at all. Like, what was he doing? It was just, no. I just couldn't get with it. They really messed it up for me. My Hero Academia. Okay, I will watch it. I think somebody recently was telling me to watch this, so I'm going to put it on my list for sure. Death Note is like, I don't say that it freaked me out, but I did like it. It was like, it definitely brought up some like moral questions, I guess, that I thought was interesting. I never would have imagined that it would be like that. Okay, the second season of what, Fadwa? I feel like maybe you're talking about Legend of Korra. I can't be 100% sure, but maybe. No, I don't read manga. I want to try it at some point, but I have not read any manga as of right now. Okay, Mob Psycho. Phenomenal animation. Not too problematic. That sounds good. You know what I hate about Haikyuu, despite how much I love it? There's so much like weird, misogynistic, like creepy shit in there. I hate when like Nishinoya and Tanaka are like obsessing over the girl. No, I have not watched Attack on Titan. But you know that girl, what's her name? Why can't I think of her name? I can't think of the manager's name on like the sports team manager, but I love her. And they're always so creepy to her. I hate that. That's like the only thing I don't like about Haikyuu. Okay, everybody says that I should watch Mob Psycho. It's gonna happen. Altered Carbon, yes, somebody with taste. Altered Carbon is stunning. I love that show. It's like my favorite sci-fi show, movie, anything that I've ever watched. It's amazing. What Monty said. What did Monty say? The chat is moving really fast, you guys. I cannot read at all. So I'm illiterate, basically. You guys are talking too fast. Okay. Only season 2 of Korra is trash. Season 3 and season 4 course corrected, but by then Nick had started airing it at weird times and online. Who was watching? Okay. Interesting. So the reason that everyone seems to like hate Legend of Korra is simply because of season 2? That seems strange. But okay. I will consider it. Hunter x Hunter. I think I watched the first episode of that show. I'm pretty sure it was the first episode. I don't know how many I watched. We'll see. I'll check. Kino's Journey. I've never heard of Kino's Journey. Most of the other anime that you guys are recommending, I've at least heard of them, but this one is all new to me, so we'll have to see about that one. All right, I'm going all the way to the bottom of the chat. I love it. It's awesome. Cool. I hear a lot of people say that they don't like it. When I told everyone that I was watching Avatar for the first time, and I was like, oh, I finished. Should I watch Legend of Korra? So many people told me not to watch it. So, oh my God, yes, that's her name. Her name's Kyoko. Kyoko is the manager of the team on Haikyuu, and they treat her so weird. Like, they're just so obsessive about her. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that. I'm going to admit how stupid and illiterate I am right now. I don't know how to say the title of this show. Is it like She-Ra or is it Shira? I don't know how you say it. Somebody let me know. I watched the first episode of Dark, I think, because one of my friends told me that they really loved it, but I was not super interested in it, to be completely honest. But maybe I'll try to watch more of it if you guys think it's good, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's scroll up for a minute. Yes, I am illiterate. I am a booktuber. We exist. Yeah, I feel like there's just always a creepy character in an anime who's just like perving on some girl all the time. You hate to see it. Legend of Korra is more adult. And we were expecting the cuteness of ATLA. Okay. I am monetized. Yes. Wow, that's a mood. That is a mood. We're readers. We don't know how to pronounce anything. Exactly. You get it. You understand. Okay, She-Ra. All right. Yeah. She-Ra. So, what's the answer? I have no idea. I have not read anything by Penelope Douglas. Penelope Douglas put out that book, Credence, and everybody read that book. Everybody loved that book. But the very concept of that book, like, makes me feel sick, to be honest. So I'm terrified to read any of her other books. Like, I'm literally terrified because I don't find anything about the scenario that's in Credence sexy. So it terrifies me for like what her other books might be like. So I don't know. But I do think that I will read her eventually, but I don't know. My favorite food is sushi. I was just talking about that today. Like, I desperately need some sushi in my life. I haven't had any sushi since like the beginning of March when we had like lockdown or whatever. I need sushi in my life. It's my favorite. I am a garlic stan. We're valid. Yes, Monty. I'm glad that I'm not alone because it just freaked me out. It just was not for me. Okay. What is Credence? Credence is a book by Penelope Douglas, and it's about this girl. I did read like the first few chapters, and I like skimmed through some of it when it first came out. But it's basically about this girl. Her parents die. She goes to live with her step uncle, and then she's living with like her step uncle and her step cousins, whatever. It's a very strange situation, but he's basically her uncle and they're basically her cousins, but they're all in like a, I don't know, what's it called? Not a four-way. What is it? It's like a love square where they're all trying to be in a relationship with her. It's very uncomfortable. There's a sex scene or like a sexy, like spanking scene where she's like, oh, Uncle Jake. And it was just very uncomfortable and weird. So not for me. Yes, yes. I can't pronounce anything. I pronounce author names wrong all the time. I'm just bad, just terrible at it. Okay. I will read Birthday Girl. I will read that one, and I will read Punk 57 because I do own Punk 57. It's on my Kindle. So it's like, I probably should. Probably. We'll see. Only romance booktuber who doesn't love Penelope Douglas. And you're valid. You're valid. Yes, that's basically how I would describe it. Because the thing about it is that they're not technically related, but it still makes me uncomfortable because the girl is like 17 and all those people in the relationship are older than her and she has to live with them because her parents have died. So even like the boundaries there is just uncomfortable. And then the man, the uncle, like he's raising her, like he gives her chores and shit, and he want to be fucking her. Like it's just very gross. Punk 57 is not good. They're setting you up. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Sunny. Yeah, Credence is it sure is something. Yeah, Birthday Girl is by Penelope Douglas. I've never read that. No, I haven't read it. I feel like I've talked about it before because I want to try it eventually because everybody says that it's wonderful, but I don't know. I need to scroll up. I feel like I missed some stuff. Punk 57 is good, but the relationship can be deemed problematic. See, I've read some books with a very problematic relationship in it. Like in April, I think I read this book called Born Darkly by Trisha Wolfe. The relationship in that book is so problematic. It's like terrible. The guy is like a serial killer and the girl is his therapist, and they're like kind of in a relationship. It's very horrible, but that book slapped. It was an amazing book. So, much to think about. All right, what else? Let's scroll down. Yikes. Ew. Yikes. Yes. Love Quartet. I do like that name. Reverse harem. Oh. Is that what reverse harem is? When it's like a girl and a bunch of guys? All right. All right. I'm sorry, Mayana. I'm so sorry. My favorite Christina C. Jones book. I don't know. Christina C. Jones has so many books that it's literally insane. Like she has about 50 books and I've read 30 of them. So I don't even know if I could pick. I think one of my favorites of hers is definitely Love Notes. You should read that one. I also really like the Love Sisters trilogy and Something Like Love. All of her titles have love in it. That's interesting. Also, you should read Anonymous X. That one is like a romantic suspense novel. Is so sexy. Like the first scene, iconic. You definitely joined at an awkward time, Amanda. We were talking about Credence by Penelope Douglas. Definitely. Birthday Girl made you uncomfortable. You see, I can feel that because I didn't read the book. I was reading like the synopsis or like the first few pages of it because I have it through Kindle Unlimited. And the girl was like, she just turned 19 or something. And I'm like, see, I don't really like age gaps, to be honest. Age gap is not a trope that works for me, like at all. So I feel like Birthday Girl might make me uncomfortable. I don't know. Yes, I don't know what you're gonna go read, Mayana, but do it. Go ahead. I thought the love interest in Birthday Girl was immature in the relationship, not in life. But if you have an age gap, he should be better than guys your age. You know what? Valid. So valid. Birthday Girl is about this girl and it's her birthday. Her boyfriend doesn't show up to like meet her at her birthday. So she goes to this movie theater and she sits next to this dude, and then come to find out that dude, because she liked him, she was attracted to him, come to find out is her boyfriend's dad, and her boyfriend have to move in with the dad because something happens with their apartment. So they have to move in with the dad, and like she falls in love with the dad, and it's like forbidden love, age gap, and all that. So I think I have Corrupt on my Kindle because it was like free at the start of quarantine. She had like some free stuff, so I got it. So I have Corrupt, and I'm nervous to read it, but also I think it'll be fun to read. I think sometimes it's fun to read stuff that's like dark and fucked up if the book portrays it how fucked up it really is. But if it portrays stuff like it's sexy, then it doesn't work for me. So I might like Corrupt. We will see. Age gaps are not really my thing. Exactly, Daria. Valid. It's just not something that works for me. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't feel comfortable about it. Like, why would you be like in your 30s or 40s and want to be with somebody that's like 19? I just can't. It doesn't make sense to me. I do think that age gaps can be cool if the person is like in their 20s and then the other person is like super older, like, 40, 50, could be interesting. But I don't really enjoy it if the person is like anywhere near their teen years. It just does not do it for me. I would prefer that it didn't happen like that. Okay. What is this acronym? Oh, Legend of Korra, probably. So it was good, but you didn't like that it actually took some lore and stuff back. Okay. So like the world building wasn't as good in Legend of Korra? That's interesting. I wonder how you could make the world building worse if the world is already built. That kind of seems crazy to me. Be like a good age gap where the woman is older, but like how Stella got her groove back. Why can't I speak? Did you hear that? That was not a sentence at all. But like the how Stella got her groove back age gap. Yeah, I feel that. Devil's Night is so amazing. Okay. I will vlog it. I do have a vlog planned where I read Penelope Douglas books, and I'll probably read Corrupt and Punk 57 because I feel like it'll be a video that a lot of people are interested in, because every time I do a live, somebody asks me if I've read Penelope Douglas. So I feel like it's just something that I have to do, So we're going to try it. The age gap that worked for me was Colty by Mariana Zapata. I don't really know what that book is about. I think it's a sports romance, but isn't that book like 600 pages long? I could never. Yes, you get me, Jana. Like, I would love an age gap like that. Like, that works for me. And I do feel like it's still sexy for the guy to be older, but you to be like a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to read about like some 30-year-old and with somebody that's barely out of high school. It simply does not work for me. But I mean, I'm glad y'all like having fun and all that, but it don't really work for me personally. She's writing an FF book. Okay. All right. Interesting. Yes. 100% agree. Yes. I don't necessarily have as much of an issue with like boss and employee romances, to be honest. But like student teacher stuff never really works for me. It just is kind of like, The only time I read a student teacher book that did work for me, it was called Unfettered by Kate Hawthorne, and it was like a BDSM male romance, and like the dom was the younger person, but he was like 25, and then the teacher, the professor, whatever, he was like in his 30s, so there was an age gap, but the younger person was like 25, and it was just interesting. I really liked how that age gap and like that teacher student dynamic was handled. It did work for me. Also, the teacher student part, it wasn't that important. It was like one scene where it mattered, and the rest of it wasn't that big of a deal. Yes, Fadwa. See, everybody is seeing the light. I'm glad that you guys agree. Adults only. Exactly, Riley. Exactly. Hi, Lucy. Thank you for coming, joining the channel. Thank you for watching the live. Grown woman age gaps are the only age gaps that have rights. Wait, what is autobiography about? There's a student teacher romance in that? Really? I thought that was like YA. Is a student teacher romance in there? I'm a little bit shook. Okay. It's totally fine. Thank you for coming, Molly. I appreciate you. Question. Have I read more of the Ice Planet Barbarian series? Yes, I read one more that I didn't vlog, and it was called, what was it called? Barbarian's Prize. And it was about a black girl, and her name is Tiffany, and I loved her, and I loved her romance. It was really good. That book is like the 5th book in the series, but you don't have to read any of the other ones. So you could try that one. I love that one. It's very, very good. Ezra and Arya and Pretty Little Liars is so, it's just disgusting. That's all I have to say on that. Yes, I want to do another one, but I don't know if it'll be like as successful the second time. Like, will you guys still care if I make another Ice Planet vlog? What Ice Planet books do I recommend? I recommend the 1st book in the series and the 5th book in the series. Those 2 slap. The 2nd book in the series is hot garbage. So what are we talking about? I think you're talking about autobiography. So it's not a student-teacher romance. It's like a mentor. Much to think about. Much to think about. Okay, Ice Planet vlog. People are into it. Ice Planet. All right. So some people would be interested. Perhaps. Perhaps it will happen. I have to see which ones I want to read, because I don't want to read the whole series like straight through. I just want to pick and choose the ones that interest me, because some of them are interesting and some of them is just like, I don't care. So once I pick which ones I want to continue with, there will be another vlog. What is it like to be as beautiful as you? You're so kind, and I don't have an answer to that, but thank you for saying it. It was so sweet. It will comment for all that algorithm money. Okay, so there is a student-teacher assistant relationship. Okay. Also, Mafia romance. Mafia romance, I have only read 1. Technically 2. I read the, what is this series called? Scarlet Scars? I think that's what the series is called. Anyway, the 1st book is called Menace, and the series is by J.M. Darhauer, and that's like kind of a mafia romance. I don't know if the guy's really in the mafia, but it's kind of a mafia romance, and I love that book. The main character, Lorenzo, he's so hot. He's so funny. I'm obsessed with that book. I want to read more mafia romance, but mafia romance like intimidates me because it's always like super dark and sometimes weird. Like somebody recommended me a mafia romance, and then I was going to read it, and the girl was like, I don't know, she was like 17, and they were like marrying her off to a grown man, and it just was like, nah, maybe I won't read any more mafia romance. So recommend me some mafia romance where both of the characters are adults. I would love to read more, but I haven't seen any that interest me as much as I was interested in Menace by J.M. Darhauer. Read that book. It will leave you shook, and it's amazing. Do the vlog for the Ice Planet. It'll happen. I'm considering it, and it will happen. Yes, Gianna, you have amazing taste, sis. You have amazing taste. The Scarlet Scars duology is everything. Everything. And you absolutely should read it. Have you ever read any plus-size romance? I think I have. I'm trying to remember the name of the book. It's by Thea de Sale. I think it's the 1st book. It's called The King of Bourbon Street. That's about a plus-size girl. And then I've read Zany by Rebecca Weatherspoon, where the male hero, he's plus-size. I'm trying to think of other ones that I've read, because I do think that I've read some, but I can't remember. Oh, Neighborly by Katrina Jackson, and also From Scratch by Katrina Jackson. Both have plus-size characters. So, yeah. Definitely read Katrina Jackson. She has a lot of body positivity in her books. Love that for her. I have not watched that movie. Mika and Mayana have been talking about it in the group chat. and I need to read it. I mean, not read it. Why do I keep saying read? I need to watch it, but I haven't done it yet. I will do it soon, but it hasn't happened just yet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes. Yes. Like Lorenzo in the Scarlet Scars duology, he treated that girl so good. Like, at first he was trying to kill her. Obviously, he's not valid for that. But when he finally decided that he was going to protect her, chef's kiss. Literally, chef's kiss. I have nothing else to say. I tried the first book in that series, and the guy was so annoying. I don't know what his name is, but the dude that was in it, he was just annoying. I could not stand him. Every time he was on the page, he was getting on my nerves. It was terrible. King of Bourbon Street. Yes, that book is so good. That book is like the one of the sexiest books that I've ever read. Also, it's probably one of the smuttiest books I've ever read. I've never read a book that had dirty talk on like that level, and I was shook when I read it. I was very shook. You're getting into romance because of me, Jessica, and Riley. Jessica and Riley, they both have great taste. So, yes. We're watching it tonight on Netflix Party. Okay. I love it. I love it. Yes. We're all going to watch 365 DNI. However you say that. Whatever that is. We're going to do it. It's a Mafia 50 Shades. Okay. All right. I'm trying to remember what the sequel is called. The Queen of Dauphine Street. Is that the name? Yes. Yes. I love that book too. I like that she was a dom. In that book, it's like a companion series. And in the second book in the series, the lady, she's a dom. And she's with this guy. And it was just a bit iconic, in my opinion. Yes, Get a Life Chloe Brown was nice. The only thing I don't like about Get a Life Chloe Brown is the fact that the guy has like knuckle tattoos and they say like mom on them or something. Like, imagine some guy and there's like a really prominent fingering scene, and all I could think about during that scene in Get a Life Chloe Brown is the fact that he has mom tattooed on his fingers and he's fingering somebody. It didn't do it for me. It did not do it for me. He treated that girl so good. At first he was trying to kill. He was. Okay, let me explain because I need space to talk about this book because I never talked about it on my channel. But Menace by J.M. Darhauer, basically, right? It's about this guy named Lorenzo, and he's like a mafia boss person. And he sees this girl in a bar and they're like flirting with each other. And she robs him. So she steals like $1,000 out of his wallet. And he is like pissed about this, and so he's searching her out, and like he's thinking about killing her. Like he wants to kill her when he finds her again because he's like, how dare she disrespect me? But then after he finds her again, him and her just like, they're cool. They just start banging. And the girl, she's like a sex worker, and he's so funny. Like there's this one part when he finds out that she's a sex worker, and he's like, you're a sex worker, but you living in this dingy ass apartment. Like your pussy should be selling for thousands of dollars. I don't understand why you're living in this shitty apartment. And I think that was like the funniest thing I've ever read. And as soon as he said that, they started banging. So it was definitely, it was a time. It was a moment. Yes, Maddie in The Queen of Dauphine Street, she was a dominant pansexual, and it was a bit iconic. Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. You might be talking about Get a Life, Chloe Brown. You might be talking about Menace. Either way, valid. Yes, the knuckle tattoo is just weird. I have no idea why Red had to have the knuckle tattoos. It just wasn't a vibe. It wasn't a vibe. Not at all. Yes, like what possesses somebody to tattoo on their fingers, mom? Like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I just can't comprehend it at all. Yes, Lorenzo in Menace, he only has one eye, and it's interesting. I actually like the way that they like discuss his disability. It's not like made fun of or anything. It's just like it's an interesting aspect of the story. I love Lorenzo. Lorenzo's like one of my favorite characters, one of the most memorable characters of the year for me. I can't stop thinking about him. Like Morgan, she was cool and all, but Lorenzo, he really, really stole the show for me. Grievous, yeah, the second one, I also read that one. Grievous was like dark. Like that book was dark as hell, but it was good. I definitely agree. It was amazing. Please, Daria, please read Menace. Please read Menace. It's like one of the funniest books that I read this year. It's so hilarious and it's so sexy. So highly, highly recommend that one. It's also kind of dark. Let me know if you need like trigger warnings or anything. It's a little bit dark. Yeah, I do like when disabilities are mentioned. I think that it's like great, especially when the story is not about characters being disabled. I always love when we get like that kind of representation, because I feel like a lot of times when we talk about representation, we just talk about like queer people or like people of color. So it's nice to also talk about like people who are neurodiverse or who have like physical disabilities. Definitely worth the time, I think. Yes, Fadwa, you need to read it. You need to read it. If you are going to read it, let me know. We could buddy read it. I desperately want to reread it. The author is J.M. Darhauer, I think. I'm going to type it so that we all will remember. How you even spell? Can't spell. It's fine. I told y'all I'm illiterate, so I'm glad that we're all on the same page. I cannot walk and chew bubblegum, so I'm sorry that it's taking me all this time. All right, you're in the middle of Credence and you're thinking about DNFing it. I would definitely say DNF it. Yes, Grievous, in my opinion, it was too dark. Like, I understand why it was so dark. I get it. But I just felt personally like the author did a little bit too much. Like, we lingered too long on those really traumatic scenes. I would have loved it if it, like, went away. Riley, you haven't read Menace? You have to read Menace. Like, genuinely, is so hot. The main character, Lorenzo, he's everything. He's literally, like, the only book boyfriend I will ever have. Nobody else can compare to him. He's an icon, a legend. Yes, the audiobook is really good too. I definitely think that the audiobook is good. So if you can get it on audiobook, consider it. Have I read any of the Misadventures series? No, I haven't. I don't know what that is. Who is it by? Let me know who it's by. Maybe I'll remember if you tell me the author, but I don't think I've ever read that. I have not read any LJ Shin. I know that people in the romance community really love LJ Shin, but none of her books seem interesting to me. Like, what book would you recommend me to read from LJ Shin? And I will consider it. I have my Goodreads open, so I will add it if you say that it's good. Let me know. Yes, Menace is really good, Kendra. Like, it's really good. It's so fun. Series of unfortunate events? Maybe. Maybe that's what Trina's talking about. Or Trini Queen. I have no idea. I have never read LJ Shen. You want an LJ Shen reading vlog? Is that something you would be interested in? Because maybe. We'll see. Chandler recommended Vicious. I know that Chandler really loves Vicious. I think that was on like her all-time faves list. So maybe. I wonder if there's an audiobook. Maybe I'll listen to the audiobook. I don't know. We'll see. We'll consider it. I don't know how you say this person's name. Is it Tijan? Is it Tijan? I have read some of their books though. I'm trying to remember what it's called. The Fallen Crest High series. I did read that series in like 2013. I think it was 2013. I did read that series. It was so scandalous and absurd. And I definitely read it and loved it at the time. Don't know if I would feel that way now. I also read this other like high school drama that was by her, but I don't remember what it was called. All right. Okay, Tijan, she's so amazing. What books has she come out with recently? Because I definitely read the Fallen Crest High series, but I don't know anything about like her more recent releases. And I do think that she's still writing stuff. So let me know. Found the audio for Menace on Scribd. Enjoy. LJ Shen is very hit or miss. I've been hearing that too. I watched what was it called? Like a review about her latest release from Amelia. What's her channel name? I can't think of what her channel name. I feel like her channel was like the Fae Reader or something like that. Her name's Amelia, and she did a review. I don't know what the name of the thing is, but anyway, she said that she's like an LJ Shen stan, but she hated that book. So I don't know. It seems like she's like, some people really love her stuff, some people really hate it. So I'm nervous to read LJ Shen. Very nervous. Romance recommendations for a fantasy reader who's never read romance. Please read Radiance by Grace Draven. You will not regret it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. LJ Shen reading vlog. I hate that woman. Loved Vicious. Okay. I'm going to add it to my Goodreads. As I said, I can't walk and chew bubblegum, so I'm going to be squinting. I can barely read. Y'all know me. It's fine. Vicious LJ Shen. We're adding it to the Goodreads. I feel like I'm going to get back to the comments, and it's going to be a mess. I'm going to be too behind. All right. We want all the reading vlogs. Don't even ask the question. Okay. I need to write this down. Like, damn, you guys have so many requests. So we need another reading vlog for the Ice Planet. We need an LJ Shen reading vlog. We need a Penelope Douglas reading vlog. Much to think about. I have a lot of reading to do, clearly. There is an audiobook. There is an audiobook for Vicious. Okay. Tijin, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Bye, Daria. Thank you. Yes, everybody read Radiance by Grace Draven. Please do it. Look, see, Queen Riley also agrees that you should read Radiance. There is a lot of sexual content in the Scarlet Scars duology, so I would not recommend it if you don't like sexual content. It's very, very sexy. DNF Vicious. Did anybody else DNF Vicious? I would love to know as well. I have read a Katie Roberts book. I've read 2-ish. I have read one of the books in her Wicked Villain series, and I'm going to be making a video about it. I read the Beauty and the Beast one. Much to consider. I will be making a video about it. It was an experience, to say the least. And I also read Theirs for the Night, which is like a super sexy polyamorous thing. What's it called? A novella? That was really good. It was like super good. You would sit through 2 hours and 45 minutes of me talking about a bunch of romance authors. Monty, see, this is true love right here. Monty really would do that for me. Absurd. Yes, read Radiance. Okay, Radiance is about this girl. It's like a fantasy romance, and it's basically about this girl. She is from like a human kingdom, and she has to marry this guy that's from like a different species that's called the Kai. They're basically like humans, but they just have like gray skin and like yellow eyes or some shit like that. But That book is fire. Friends to Lovers Excellence. You need to read that. So Radiance is by Grace Draven. Everybody, please do that for me. Read it. I've been trying to convert everybody to be Grace Draven stans, but I don't know if it's working yet. But let me know if you read that. I have not read Anita Sunday. I know that Chandler from Chandler Ainsley has recommended her, but I have not read any of her books yet. Honestly, I really hate the cover of all the books that I've seen from her, so I just never read them. I don't know why, but like when I look at the cover for like her, what's it called? Like her Loving the Signs or whatever. I hate the covers of those books, so I've just never picked her up. But maybe. Yes, Katie Roberts, she writes like the best, sexiest books that I've read in a long time. So we really love that. We do. Thoughts on ACOTAR. I have not read that, so no thoughts. Head empty. Psychological thrillers. No, I don't really read thrillers that often, if I'm being completely honest. Honestly, I feel like the last thriller I read was The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I really did like that. Yeah. I don't know. Chandler recommended the Anita Sunday books. I'm trying to remember the exact one that she recommended, but she does really like Anita Sunday. So I was considering it, but then I was looking at like the synopses for the books and it just didn't do much for me. Yes, we are talking about a different Vicious. We're talking about Vicious by L.J. Shen. Mm-hmm. Bye, Fadwa. Thank you for coming. Hi, Jack. We were just talking about you earlier. I'm trying to make everybody read Meet Cute Club. And lots of people are going to buy it soon. So, hope I'm making you some sales. I missed a question, I think. Yeah, the Signs of Love series. I just really hate the covers of those books. I don't know why. It's just something about them that just don't work for me. So I probably will never pick those up. I don't know if I have a favorite trope. I think my favorite trope would probably be strangers to lovers. I love when people don't know each other and they just meet at the beginning of the story and then that's it. And we get to experience like everything about their relationship. I don't personally like friends to lovers, typically because friends to lovers is like childhood best friends to lovers. And I'm just not a fan of like childhood best friends to lovers. But if they become friends and then it turns into love, that's kind of valid. Like in Radiance or like in Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Those are two friends to lovers that are like. Enemies to lovers, I'm not a huge fan of enemies to lovers. So I guess I would probably say friends to lovers, I like it better, but I kind of equally am not a fan of either. Coffee shop or library? Definitely the library because it's free and I can make coffee at my house. Yes, Radiance absolutely should be your next read. For sure. For sure. Casey Lynn. I have no idea who that is. I have no idea what they write. But hope you're having some fun, even if you don't like them. Oh my God, Miss Dash Dash is in my live? Wow, I feel honored by your presence. Thank you, Miss Dash Dash, for coming. Have I read The Kingmaker? I have not. Who is The Kingmaker by? I haven't read it, and I don't know who it's by. Casey Lynn writes military romance. Oh yeah, the military is not sexy to me. So I don't particularly love military anything. I have not read any Mariana Zapata. All of her books are so long. Like, they're just so long that it terrifies me to consider reading a romance book that's that long. Like, I don't know. I really don't like slow burn, and I feel like that will be the only reason why a romance could be that long, is if it's like an intense slow burn. And that just does absolutely nothing for me. So I probably will never read her book unless I can get it on audio or something, but I can't see myself doing it. Yes, yes. So valid. You're so valid, Mariana. Miss Dash Dash has made an appearance. A celebrity is here, you guys. Oh, it's by Kennedy Ryan. Let me look it up. I think it's on my TBR, but I'm not sure. We're gonna look. The Kingmaker, Kennedy Ryan. I hate Goodreads. Why this shit don't be coming up? I do have Kennedy Ryan's books on my TBR, but I haven't read any yet. I think I have the Kingmaker on my wish list too. I do want to try it. If I had to pick a song right now, my mood? I don't know. I literally haven't listened to any music in like 5 weeks. So my thoughts are just completely empty. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. Have I read anything by Kay Webster? No, I haven't. What kind of problematic content is in her books? I would love to know. See, one sex scene, I'm too impatient for that. I love sexy romance where there's like a bunch of sex scenes and it's like really steamy. That's my favorite kind of romance, to be completely honest. So the audio experience is everything. I'm gonna look to see if like Hoopla or Livy has her books, because I would like to read it. I feel like she's like a staple in the romance community, but her books are so long, it really intimidates me. Kay Webster, who wrote The Wild. I don't think, I mean, maybe. I don't even know who Kay Webster is, so I can't answer that question. Somebody please answer Kendra's question. Yes, I have no patience. No patience. Ace Romance. I just read Soft on Soft by Mina Wahid, and that was good. Yeah, that was good. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in the chat for you. What other questions do I see? Kay Webster writes a lot of underage stories and incest. Gross. What is it with authors and incest? Like, why is this such an interesting concept? I just don't get it. Like, why? I simply can't see it for myself. I don't understand it. Like, obviously incest in real life is gross, but I mean, even just as a book or as a show, like, what is it that's so appealing that people really like these romances? I would love to know the answer to that question. Yes, I have no patience. I would love to see action 2 pages in. That's why Love Notes by Christina C. Jones is one of my favorite books by her, because in the first chapter, the 2 characters, they meet at a bar and they immediately fuck. And I love that for them. Iconic. Very iconic. I listen to audiobooks on Hoopla and on my Libby app mostly. I don't like buy audiobooks, and I don't have like an audiobook subscription service or anything like that. Truth or Beard. Is that by Penny Reed? I think I've heard of those books, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I listen to audiobooks on 2 times speed. I am not intelligent enough to read on 3 times speed. I will never be able to do it. Well, never say never, but I doubt it. I'm not 100% sure what you're saying. Thank you for, but you're welcome. Yes, incest stories really must be like a hot ticket item, because I feel like so many people write books that are like incest related, or it's like they're like step siblings, or there's like secretly incestuous and they don't know but they find out later. Like that completely ruined the Thorn Chapel series for me. I was obsessed with A Lesson in Thorns, which I may or may not be valid for. I really loved A Lesson in Thorns. And then I heard in the second book, like spoilers for The Lesson in Thorns, but that two of the characters might be related. And it's like, what the fuck? Why? Like, you already wrote a whole book where I read about them fucking, and then in the next book, you're going to tell me they're related. That shit is nasty. Like, fuck that. Disgusting. What? An underage girl and her dad's best friend? Not that. Oh my God. Okay. So I will never read K. Webster. Thank you for the information. War Flashbacks and City of Bones. I have never read that series. I'm so glad that I saved myself that trauma. Yes, Jack, I am calling you out for your little step siblings book. Please, like, write some other stuff too. I want to stand your other books. I don't know if I can read that step sibling book. I don't know. At least they just became step siblings last month, but it's still a little. You made it to 2.5. How can you listen to the book on 2.5 or 3 times speed? Like, that's so fast. My brain cannot process anything that fast. I barely be reading stuff on 2 times speed. See, Jack, Mayana is gonna read it. Mayana will read your step siblings book. I'm gonna be honest, I will probably also read it, but I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna complain the whole time, but I might read it. I agree. I think that's why a lot of people do like the whole step fantasy thing, because it's like, oh, they aren't really related. But I feel like step families are super valid. Like, I had a stepfather and I definitely would not see him in that kind of way. Like, I see him like he was really my father, you know? So it just, to me, it just does not sit right. I don't know if I will do that. Maybe, but possibly not. Probably not. Some narrators talk like snails. Yeah, they do. That's valid. They do. But I still feel like most of the time I just get to like 2 times speed. Also, Libby, the app Libby kind of sucks because they only let you go up to 2 times speed. So I feel like that's just the one I'm most comfortable with. Pretty sure it's illegal. I don't know what we're talking about. Probably the step sibling thing, whatever. Probably that. It probably is illegal. Mm-hmm. 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 So that's interesting. Yikes. Thank you. You're very kind. Do I annotate? I don't really annotate. I mean, sometimes I write stuff in my books, but I don't write anything worthwhile. Sometimes I just write like LOL or something stupid like that. And I do highlight things sometimes, and I use like the little tabs, but I don't really annotate that much, if I'm being honest, because I don't read that many books physically, but I do highlight and like type notes in a lot of my ebooks. So sometimes. I'm so happy for you. My Libby app has not updated yet, so I'm still in 2 times speed hell. You'll show me? Oh my God, Mayana, thank you. Because sometimes they do be going kind of slow. Valid. Yeah, that's how the book that Jack is writing is. It's basically like the 2 people, their parents just got married like a few months ago, and they are so their parents just got married and they're both adults. So that's how Jack's book is going to be. But still don't love it. Don't love it. Not my favorite thing. Life with Derek. Life with Derek was so uncomfortable. Oh my God. Don't even remind me. Don't even remind me. No, you don't pay for Libby. Libby is an app that you connect to your local library, and then your local library has like ebooks and audiobooks on there. So all you have to do is have like your library card, download the Libby app, and just like put your library card information in, and you can get access to all that good stuff. Yes, the Fosters has that like adopted sibling romance thing. Very weird, very uncomfortable. Some of my favorite books of all time. The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. What else? What else? The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Those are both adult fantasy. Some of my favorite romances would be Love Notes by Christina C. Jones. And what else? What other books do I love? I really love You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel. What other books do I like? I really like The Turn of the Key by, who was it by? Ruth Ware, if you're into like mystery. What else? What other books do I love? I don't know. This is a hard question. You can't use Libby where you live? Why not? That's so strange. I thought that Libby was like available everywhere. Oh, it might just be in the US. That is possible. That it might just be like a US thing. Life with Derek. I feel like I only watched like one episode of that show in my whole life, and it was just very uncomfortable. To me, the Clueless romance didn't work for me either. I just didn't care about it, period. Even if they weren't siblings. But it was kind of weird to me because like the dad in that, I rewatched Clueless recently. And the dad in that, like he specifically says, like, you divorce a wife, you don't divorce a child. And so he still sees that guy, what's his name, Josh or whatever, as his son. So it's just like, it's just uncomfortable to me. I can't do it. I have a stepfather. I had a stepfather, and I see him as a family member just as much as any blood relative. So the idea of like a step sibling or a step anything not being like as valid or, you know, as creepy as a blood relative doesn't really work for me, because I still think that like once you're a family, you're a family. That's how that works for me. All I have to say on that one. Yes, the age gap. Because Cher like just turned 16, and I have absolutely no idea how old Josh is supposed to be. He might be like 19, maybe 20. I don't know. I have not read The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I probably will never read a Brandon Sanderson book. I tried to read Mistborn, and I was so bored. So I don't know if I ever will anything by him, because none of his books really interest me, if I'm being completely honest. And The Way of Kings is like 1,000 pages long. So I don't know if I have the mental fortitude for anything like that. The City of Brass is a fantasy about djinn and magical cities and political intrigue. You should read it. Look it up on Goodreads. I'm bad at synopses. You should definitely look it up on Goodreads, though. It's amazing. I would definitely recommend it. Also, the audiobook is really great. Contemporary YA. I read The Henna Wars last month, and that was really good. That's contemporary YA with a lesbian Bengali protagonist. Would recommend. Let's see. All right. I will consider giving Brandon Sanderson a chance. I'll consider it, but I don't know. Ali Zaid. People will say I'm not valid, but I'm Team Ali. I don't necessarily want Ali to be in a relationship with Nahri, to be honest, because I don't think that Nahri likes him as much as he likes her. But I do prefer Ali Zaid's character. Noria is who convinced me to read The Poppy War. Noria is the best. Exactly. That's the thing that I don't like about age gaps too, because it's very clearly about like the power dynamic of being with somebody that's very young and like at a vulnerable age, and I just don't like that. Because there could be an age gap where a person is like in their 20s and the other person is like in their 30s or in their 40s. But I feel like people always want to have a age gap where the person is like 18 or like 17. Sometimes I've seen, and it's just uncomfortable. Like I don't get it. But there is some like valid age gap if the characters are like in their 20s. I like age gap if characters are in their 20s. It's valid to me. But if not, it's a no-go. I can definitely understand why you would DNF the Poppy War. I feel like I really like the Poppy War because I listened to it on audio as I was reading it physically. And I don't know, just something about the experience like really motivated me to keep reading. And I just think that like the concept of the world is really interesting, and like the politics and like the commentary, the themes on war and all that. I just love it for that. I also agree with Mayana. I do hate you for not liking the Poppy War, but you're valid. If it's hard to have control over your partner, you need therapy. Yeah, you are still really young at like 18, and I don't feel great about it. Don't feel great about it. Yeah, I definitely agree because I think the Poppy War is kind of like a really slow book. It's kind of like there's no action. There's like things happening, but there's no action in it. And so I could definitely see like DNFing because it's boring or whatever. I mean, whatever you didn't like about it, it is valid because I do see where some people could dislike it, but I still really love it a lot. I feel that way too, to be honest. Every time I think about like fantasy, I feel like I haven't read anything. Anytime I see somebody talk about fantasy, I've read none of it. So, thank you so much for joining the live. Yes, the Poppy War, I think that the Poppy War is really good. A lot of people think that the Poppy War is really good. I personally think it's good if you like like schools, like training, things about like people in training to do a big thing is really good. I like the, what's it called? Like the world building. I love the magic in it. It's just really interesting, but some people do dislike it. So, but I think it's amazing. Currently in a reading slump. I kind of feel like I'm in a reading slump just a little bit. I feel like I haven't read a book recently that I really, really love. So, like, for most people, a reading slump is like when you can't read anything and you just haven't picked up a book in like a million years. But for me, I'm always reading a book, but I'm not always enjoying books. I feel like sometimes I have a month where I'm just like really obsessed with all the books that I read and I just feel like really passionate about reading. But this month, I feel like I haven't read anything that just like ignites that spark where I really love reading something, I have not read The Wolf of Oren Yarrow, but I've heard really good things about it. Riley from Riley Marie, she read it. I'm pretty sure she read it and she talked about it and she really interested me in it, but I haven't read it yet. Yeah, I definitely think that you should read Radiance by Grace Draven if you want adult fantasy that's romantic, but that's the only like fantasy romance that I've ever read, to be honest, but I really did like it a lot. Okay, what does this say? How do writers spend a long time on nothing in such an interesting world? They made, girl, I don't care about what you have for breakfast. What's going on with the politics, the scheming? Come on, I ain't got all day. Yeah, that's really valid. I feel that, Julia. Yeah, Mayana. I don't know. I need to find something to read that I could just really, really love. Because, like, my current read is kind of enjoyable, but I don't love it. Like, I don't love it. I just want to love something. I just want to love something that I read. But so far, I've been pretty bored of the stuff that I read this month. Yes, Riley really liked The Wolf of Oren Yarrow. So, I will check it out eventually. When, I don't know. I wonder if my library has it. Smutty novellas. See, this is perfect. This is like a perfect response to reading slumps, because I usually read a lot of like smutty stuff, and the next book that I'm planning to read is smutty. So I'm excited about the prospect of it. And I think I might read like some Katie Robert this month. So maybe that will like make me feel good, because right now I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like the thing is that I'm honestly not in the mood for anything. I'm mostly reading books because I want to make content about it, and I like making the content about the books, but I'm not in like a particular mood for romance or for fantasy or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I saw a comment about The Cruel Prince, but I feel like it just disappeared. Where is it? The best read of the year for you was Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. I know a lot of people on Bookstagram really like that book. I don't even really know what that book is about, but it does have a lot of great reviews. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that one. Only read one book this whole year. Valid. You like The Cruel Prince? I'm happy for you. I kind of like The Cruel Prince. I give The Cruel Prince 3 stars because, I don't know. I just wanted to be like really invested in the Jude Carden relationship based on how people on Twitter talk about it, but I just wasn't super in love with them, if I'm being honest. So, all right, we already talked about those. Daughter of Smoke and Bone put me in a reading slump. Yeah. I kind of feel the same about YA right now. I don't feel like I'm super invested in that. It's just not for me. I do read YA sometimes, because mostly like queer YA, but if it's not like queer, I probably won't read it. I don't know. YA fantasy though has never done it for me. Never done it for me. I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I read it a few months ago, but I'm really glad that you loved it. Yes, the first half of the Poppy War is definitely like Mulan, when Mulan is training to be in the army. It's exactly like that, but it's just slower paced. I have 4 N.K. Jemisin books on my shelves. Technically, I have like 2, but one of them is a massive bind up of her Inheritance trilogy. So I have the Inheritance trilogy and I have the 5th season. So I'm going to be reading the 5th season, maybe the Inheritance trilogy. I don't know. I'm going to be reading one of those in a vlog soon about adult fantasy. I do have that planned out. It is happening. I haven't read it yet. I have it on my Kindle and I still haven't read it. I'm terrible. I'm really bad, but I am going to read it. Maybe that's what I should read next. That sounds like a good idea, Riley. You always have great ideas. I agree. I just haven't read anything like really spicy on Kindle Unlimited recently. Maybe I should like go looking for some recommendations or something. Yes. Okay. Oh my God. This is perfect. I should just reread, like not reread, but I should read the rest of that series. Because I read the first book, or not book, but it's like the novella. I read that and I really loved it. So I should read the rest. But I'm just scared that the rest of it won't be as good as the novella. So I'm nervous, but I definitely will try it. I read that. It was good. I liked it. Short stories that I liked. I've read Emergency Skin by N.K. Jemisin. That's a short story. And I think it's like available on Kindle Unlimited. And it's very good. Like the best short story I've ever read. Yeah. I definitely think that the reason that I love the Poppy War is that I really love Rin. I like that she's like such a determined character, and she's just like, she's gonna do what she's gonna do, and she's gonna work really hard to be like a good student, a good fighter, all that kind of stuff. I just really appreciated her drive, and I wanted to see like where that would take her in life. So that definitely made me want to read like the rest of the book. Smutty novella recommendations. I would say read Neighborly by Katrina Jackson. It is like a polyamorous smutty novella, and it's so good. It's amazing. Read that. What else? What other smutty novellas have I read? Let me get my phone so I can look at my Goodreads, because I'm not sure. But I will get back to you, Julia. My favorite read of the year? I don't know. I don't know if I've... Oh, I do remember. The Wicker King by Kate Ancrum. Amazing. Literally amazing. I will give it all the stars in the world. Kate Ancrum is my favorite writer of all time, and I love that. Also, you should read The Weight of the Stars by Kate Ancrum as well. Amazing stuff. Hi. Yeah, I didn't get the hype for The Cruel Prince either. I kind of thought it was okay, but I really liked the plot, like where the plot was ending up at the end of the book, but I wasn't a fan of like the romance. And for a while, I thought that Jude was a little bit stupid, and it just upset me. I have not read that book yet. My favorite book cover of the year is definitely Meet Cute Club. That book has the best cover I've seen in ages. Absolutely love it. I haven't read any other Grace Draven books yet. I want to read more, but I haven't read them yet. So I don't have any recommendations for you. I'm sorry, but hopefully I'll read more of her books in the future. We'll see. I'd say my favorite childhood film, probably like Lilo and Stitch, Monsters, Inc. What other films do I really like? I'm terrible. My memory is absolute garbage. So I can't remember. But like Lilo and Stitch, definitely. Definitely. The rest of that series is good? Okay. All right. I'll read it. I'll read it. I have this book on my wish list as well. I think I'm gonna, because I have this wish list set up or whatever, and I think I'm just gonna buy some books that I've been like really excited about off of it and like treat myself for my birthday. I think it'll be fun. Toy Story, yes. Toy Story is amazing. I read, what was it? Like, not read. Why do I keep saying read? It's watch. Different verbs. Anyway, I watched the 4th Toy Story movie recently, and I literally cried. Like, it was just, I sobbed. It was so good. Yes, The Wicker King is amazing. Like, it's so amazing. You have to try it. Everybody needs to try it. My most disappointing read of the year, probably Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, because I really had a lot of faith in her. I really loved the Hunger Games series, and so I felt like she was going to do justice to this story. And personally, for me, I just couldn't get into it. None of it worked for me. None of the plot. The characters, obviously Snow is supposed to be like a shitty person, but he was just so boring to read about. Like, we get it. He's a bad person. So what? What else is there to him? So I was very bored. It does let you know when somebody buys something from your wish list. Like, if I were to go into my wish list and like click on something to check it out, it would tell me that somebody has already bought it for me. We definitely need more polyamorous romance out here. There's a polyamorous relationship in The Wicker King. Read it. Ooh, The Emperor's New Groove. I used to love that movie, but I haven't seen it in so long. The reason that Lilo and Stitch and like Monsters, Inc. always come to mind is because I rewatch them all the time. They're like my comfort shows, movies. I can't speak. Words don't exist. I'm terrible. I missed something else. What did I want to say? You have a Woody doll. Is it like big? Is it like small? Or is it like, I don't know. I don't know what my question is, but like, what size is it? Where do you keep it? Do you like display it somewhere? I'm interested in that. DNF The Cruel Prince at 10%. Valid. Valid. I want to continue the Cruel Prince series because I really did enjoy the way that the first book ended, but it wasn't as life-altering as I wanted it to be. I have read An Ember in the Ashes. I read An Ember in the Ashes in like 2016. I haven't read any of the other books in the series, but I have definitely read An Ember in the Ashes. Yeah, I definitely need to treat myself. I haven't bought any books in a while because I was on a book buying ban. So I think it might be nice to treat myself. And since my birthday's next week, it's like that's my excuse to spend money. What didn't you like about Toy Story? It's just cute. What's not to like? I've never read Anna and the French Kiss. I feel like I miss that wave where everybody was obsessed with that book. So I never felt the need to like read it. I'm not slandering The Cruel Prince. I just am not obsessed with Jude and Carden. The world is interesting. The plot is interesting. Jude and Carden, I don't know. But I won't say it. I won't speak. I'm talking about The Wicker King by Kay Ancrum. Yes, Wicker. E-R. Okay, so your Woody doll is like small. Okay, I love that for you. That's really cute. I tried to read Sorcery of Thorns. I DNF'd it. I was bored, and it didn't work for me at all. Also, I hated the villain. Like, I hate the fact that they tell you who the villain is, and like, I don't know, the first like 40-50% of the book, it was just like there was no suspense. After there was no suspense, I didn't care. So Sorcery of Thorns didn't work for me. Moment of silence. What did the covers look like before? I feel like when I read it, the cover was kind of like gray and there were people on it, but the people were like in the distance. And I think now the covers are like redesigned to have people on it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one I like better. Yes, Mayana's lives are always amazing. I aspire to be as awesome as her. Yeah, it is really nice to talk to other people about books. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I don't think that it like Sorcery of Thorns is a waste of money because so many people really love that book. So it might just be me. But for me personally, Sorcery of Thorns was just not, it was not that girl, you know? It wasn't terrible, but I have read Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I have a review for it on my channel. I really love that book a lot. It was one of my favorite books of 2019. It was super great. I love it a lot. Yeah, I don't like when like covers get redesigned in the middle of the series. But like, did they redesign the whole series? Like, does the Ember in the Ashes, the first book, did they redesign that first book as well? Or does the first book just not match the rest of the series? Because if all of the books don't match, that is trash. Definitely. Terrible. Yeah, I think that the cover with the people on it is like nice. I like the way that the art is done. I heard that the author changed the covers because she wanted to make it clear that her main character was like a woman of color. And I thought that was really nice, very sweet. But I don't have really strong feelings about the covers. Thank you so much for coming, Brianna. I appreciate that. Oh my God, Mayana, stop. What did you think about it? How do you say your name? Is it Tasia? Is it Tasia? What did you think about Red, White, and Royal Blue? I would love to know. Yeah. Okay. I really don't know what all of the Ember in the Ashes books look like, if I'm being honest. So I need to look it up because I'm not sure. So they all match in paperback now. At least there's some version of them all that match. So if you're journaling about it, does that mean that you really liked Red, White, and Royal Blue? Was it bad? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really love that book, but I know that some people don't like it, so that's valid. What else? What else? I just seen that I have books that I haven't read yet from 2013. Please tell me I'm not alone here. I don't know. I don't really like buy books that often, so if I'm not going to read them, they're probably not on my shelves. But I do definitely have some books from like 2016. So, a few. Definitely a few. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I definitely love Red, White, and Royal Blue. Alex is one of my favorite characters. I love the bi rep in that book so much. So yeah, I really love that. I hope you enjoy it when you read it, Kendra. I wonder if I missed any comments. Let's go up because the comments are slowing down a little bit now. So let's see if I missed anything. No, I answered that. Answered that. The second book of The Cruel Prince is really good. First book is underwhelming. Valid, Sunny. I definitely agree. So I will continue with the series. Hopefully soon. I have a hold on the second book at my library, but it shouldn't come in for like another 6 weeks. So Tasia. Okay. Awesome. Tasia. Thank you for letting me know. So I'm so glad that you gave it 5 stars. The emails are everything to me. Like everything to me. I'm obsessed with the emails in Red, White, and Royal Blue. Like one of the most romantic things I've ever read. That's just my humble opinion. I read Normal People recently, following the hype from the TV show. Normal People has a TV show? I'm way out the loop. I had no idea that it had a TV show. I haven't read it. I remember a while back, everybody on Bookstagram was talking about it, but I haven't read it. And I had no idea that there was a show. You learn something new every day. Docile terrifies me. Like, I did not know that the book was going to be about like slavery, but make it sexy. Like, slavery is not sexy. So I hate the idea of reading it and then it tries to like sexualize this slave master thing. I'm terrified. And your review, Monty, made me very scared to read it. So I don't think I read any middle grade. I read Pet by Akweke Emezi. I don't know if that counts as middle grade. I think the main character is like 14. I don't know if that is middle grade age or not. I'm not super up on what's down when it comes to middle grade. I'm sorry. You should definitely watch Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin if you like middle grade because he reads a lot of that. And he has a whole readathon based on middle grade. Yes, Docile is about this. It's like a dystopian US basically, and some people have like a huge amount of debt. So it's like our student debt crisis, but like times 10. And so people are in so much debt that they sell themselves to a like rich person and they become the rich person's like slave or indentured servant for an amount of time. But the rich people do whatever they want to them. And basically the main character becomes like a sex slave. And like, I'm not about it because like, spoiler alert, at the end of the book, him and his like slave master who abused him, they get together. And it's like, why have questions? So many questions. I have not read the Black Dagger Brotherhood series yet, but I do want to read it soon because Chandler from Chandler Ainsley, that's her favorite book series or one of her favorite book series. So I do think that it would be cool to read it. I have the first book on my phone, on my Kindle. So I should read it probably sometime soon. Don't know when it's going to happen, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, this is the book that I read that I think is middle grade. It might just be YA, but I'm pretty sure the character is like 13 or 14. So, yeah, I really did like Pet. I thought that it was like really beautifully written. And I liked it. I just thought that it was like really beautifully written and super heartbreaking. And so I really enjoyed it. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, isn't there like 20 or more books in that series? It's just like a lot. But it seems like, okay, so the thing about Docile to me that I don't like is the way that it was marketed. Because it was definitely marketed like it was a sexy book, like it's erotica, right? But if it's supposed to be about this person literally being like enslaved, how is it sexy or erotic that they're like being taken advantage of while they are a slave? You know? And I think that that's the thing that bothers me. Like, even if they don't explicitly end up together, I think that there's something about it that just doesn't feel right to me. Especially because of the way that it was like marketed. The marketing from Tor was just terrible. They were like, oh, this is like, you know, this sexy book about anti-capitalism. And I was like all for it. So I emailed them to send me an arc and they sent it to me. But I'm just terrified to read it because I don't want to read about like sexualized slavery. You'd feel less grossed out by it if it wasn't constantly here for saying they'd be all for sexy fan art of the characters. So gross. Yes. Yeah, Pet is really good. And I heard about it from Jesse. And I was lucky enough that my library had the audiobook for it. And nobody was in line, which I was shocked by. It was really good. I think you guys are still talking about the Black Dagger Brotherhood. So now you're making me feel left out. And I definitely need to read it. The one thing about the Black Dagger Brotherhood series that like terrifies me is the fact that the names of the characters are so weird. Like, I was looking at this one in the series. I don't know which book it is, but the guy's name is Torment, but they spell it so weird. It's like they spell his name like this. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can see. This is how they spell the guy's name. Oh no. What happened to my comment? Here it goes. I can't use technology. But they spell his name like this, and his name is supposed to be Torment. And it's like, why? Yes, the way that Docile sounds, it definitely sounds like Captive Prince. The fact that the names are weird is your favorite part. I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to take it seriously. Like, I don't know. I'll try it though. I'll definitely try it, but the idea of it is funny. Karina, what more did you want from it? Like, what did you feel like was missing from Red, White, and Royal Blue? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I would probably say that I'm a fast reader because, I mean, so far this year, I read 78 books. So I would say that that's pretty fast. I read about 11 to 12 books, sometimes more a month. So I feel like that's pretty big, a lot. I don't know. Yeah, a buddy read of the Black Dagger Brotherhood would be really cool. So, I would definitely be interested in that. I don't know when I'm gonna have time for it because I have like a few videos planned for this month and next month. So I don't know. I have a lot of stuff that I need to read for those videos. So we'll see. I have read The Worst Best Man and The Unhoneymooners, and I have a review for both on my channel if you're interested, like after you leave the live. But The Worst Best Man, I liked it. I thought it was funny. I kind of feel like the girl in it, what was her name? Lena. I feel like she was too angry at Max for all the wrong reasons. Like, she should have been more angry at her shitty fucking fiance than she was at Max. So I don't even know why in the world she was so mad at him. Like, why be more mad at the best man than you are at your fiance who stood you up at the altar? Make that make sense. It doesn't. The Unhoneymooners is really fun though. I do like The Worst Best Man, but I kind of think it's a little bit dumb. Just a little bit. Geez, how many books are in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series? Like, is it genuinely like 20 or more? How many is in it? I would love to know. Oh my god, Mayana is gonna kill you for saying that, Miss Dash Dash. She loves the Unhoneymooners. I personally really like the Unhoneymooners too. I don't like the end of the Unhoneymooners, like that conflict that happens at the end. It made me respect the guy less. I can't remember what his name was, but I just didn't really respect some of his choices at the end of the book. But I did think that that was like a fun book to read. I think I gave it 4 stars. It was a fun time. I have read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really like that book. Fight of the Century, Miss Dash Dash versus Mayana. Oop. Okay, top fantasy romance rec. I've only ever read one fantasy romance, which is Radiance by Grace Draven. So that's all I can recommend, to be honest. Leave me alone, Monty. I like Evelyn Hugo because I think that Evelyn is like an interesting character. I like that she's a selfish bitch. I think that that's such like an interesting character trait for her to have. And so I like her story. But, however, I hate the character of Monet, and I hate the plot line that connects Monet and Evelyn. It's complete and utter garbage. It was terrible. I have no fucking idea why Taylor Jenkins Reid thought that that was valid. Not at all. It was terrible. But, however, I did like some of it. Yeah, Mayana, the end of the Unhoneymooners, no. It was not a look. Not at all. Evelyn can be selfish as a treat. The Black Dagger Brotherhood has 18 books, and she's still writing? Isn't she still, like, coming out with new books? Because I remember last year, she came out with another book. I think it was called, like, Lover Awakened or something, maybe. And that was, like, a recent book, and it was on, like, the Goodreads Choice Awards thing. So she's still writing more stuff? What? How? Literally how? You did make me laugh. You're very funny. Exactly. Like, how do you keep writing an 18-book series? Like, in some ways, I guess it's just like, if you have a good idea, you stick with it. That's why I think that Cassandra Clare, she still writes so many books in the Shadowhunter series because, like, in the Shadowhunters world, because it's just like, I have a good idea. Why would I leave the Lover Awakens is the 3rd book? Okay, I'm wrong. My bad. But I do remember that like she came out with another book in the Black Decker Brotherhood recently, and it was a Goodreads Choice Awards nominee. But what was I looking at? What was I saying? I can't think. Brain does not work. It's terrible. Oh yeah, I was talking about Cassandra Clare. Like I think that her Shadowhunters verse, like the fact that she continues to write in it, even though she has like so many books in that series, is because if you find something that works and it still sells well after all this time, I feel like it makes sense as like a career move to keep writing in it. But I wonder if that ever gets boring. $52 books. What? What are we talking about? That's a lot of books. J.D. Robb series. What in the world? How you write 52 books in one series? What do you even be talking about? I don't understand it. So is it like a mystery book series? Like what kind of series is it? I guess it makes sense if it's like a mystery or something, because then it could be like Law and Order or like Criminal Minds. It's a different case every time. So that makes sense to me. I get it. Mm-hmm. Cassandra Clare stole the whole series from J.K. Rowling. That's interesting, T, but at the same time, I don't care about J.K. Rowling, so I high-key don't care if she stole it from her, to be honest. All right. What else? We're still talking about this 52 book long thing. Cassandra Clare is coming out with an adult fantasy. Much to think about. I might read that. I have only read like one book in the Shadowhunter universe. What was it? It was one of the Infernal Devices ones. What is it called? The first book in that series, Clockwork Angel. That's what it's called. I read that. Hello, Heather. Hello. How are you, Queen? I still don't think that she need to have no 52 book series though. That's a lot. That's really a lot. Discworld. What in the world is Discworld? I don't think I've ever heard of that. But that's interesting. Yeah, I do feel like it makes sense when crime fiction has like super long series, but for the most part, it's a little bit weird. It's getting weird. Tips for Booktube. Reading vlogs typically do pretty well on the platform, so I would definitely say reading vlogs. You should work on those. Also, like doing some tags if you don't know like what kind of content you want to make just yet. I would say that doing tags are like a good way for people to get to know your reading taste and like what kind of stuff you read. So I would definitely say like get on some trends and stuff. What else? What else would I say? I don't know. I don't really have any like super good booktube advice, but I will say that like one of the best ways to grow on booktube is to make like a book Twitter. I think that like I have connected with so many more people through Twitter than I have through booktube, and I think that like when you grow your friendship groups, it makes it like so much easier to grow in general. Like don't like use your friends to get new subscribers, but I think that like it really enhances your experience on booktube if you are on book Twitter, because you get to form friendships better on Twitter, if that makes any sense. So like make a Twitter, do that. That was like the best choice I ever made. Even though there's always some stupid shit on Twitter, it was definitely a good choice. Yes. I think that reading vlogs are just really great, and they're like a really fun thing to do because everybody's reading vlogs can be different. Like some people do reading vlogs that are just like very much aesthetically pleasing and it's just like fun and like calming to watch. But other people do it where uh it's like, you know, more talking heavy where they just talk about things, they make jokes about the books. I like to talk about the books more than just like show montages of me reading and stuff. But I think that there's so many different ways to do the reading vlog, and the reading vlog is like an essential video if you're going to start Booktube. Secret TBR vlogs are really great. Lala from Books and Lala, she really changed the game with that one. How do you read romance and not feel awkward? I don't know. I think that if an author is good at writing romance, like you won't feel awkward. You'll just feel like, oh, this is so sweet. Or if they're good at writing smut, you'll just be like, oh, this is so hot. I think that for me, I've been reading romance for a long time, so there's nothing about it that's really awkward to me. But I do understand like where you could be coming from. But for me, it's just never felt awkward. I don't know. Yes, book Twitter is definitely mandatory. I know that I didn't have Twitter at all my first year on BookTube, and I just felt like so isolated. Like it was terrible. And then I was watching a video by Kimberly Ann, and she said that that was like her advice to grow on BookTube, or like if you're new on BookTube, here's what you got to do. And she said to make Twitter, and it was like the best decision. Twitter is definitely for the fuckery, but it is necessary. Yeah, I definitely think that Twitter is like the way to go. I don't think that I'm interesting either, but somehow 8,000 of you want to subscribe to me, so it really all depends. If you really want to do it, I would say like just put yourself out there and try it out. And if you don't like it, you could always just private the videos. So I don't have any feelings about this. James Patterson Presents. Like what books are on the James Patterson Presents thing? Because I see it on books sometimes, so I know that he's like, I don't know. Is he a publisher? Is he like an imprint? What does he do? How is he presenting the books? I would love to know. I don't know that much about publishing, so it always is interesting to me. I mean, no community needs anything. It's like if you want to do it. And I definitely think that you could bring something interesting to the platform, whether you're straight or not. So, gay rep and YA is just caricatures of bi and gay men with no gay women to be found, and trans people don't exist. All of them are white. That's definitely some points were made, but I don't want to invalidate the fact that there is a lot of YA coming out recently with like, you know, bi and lesbian girls. Especially like what book just came out recently? You Should See Me in a Crown. That book has a sapphic protagonist. I'm pretty sure there's a sapphic romance in it too, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that there's some other YA, what was it called? Felix Ever After. That's like has a trans main character. There's another book that's called Stay Gold that came out recently, and that has a trans main character and its own voices for the trans rep. So I wouldn't say that that's like a great generalization to make, because there's definitely some strides being made. You're making a point, but there are some strides being made. You just have to look for that stuff. Read a horror book strictly at night. You know, that's like a really good idea. Chanel from Chanel Time, she has a video like that. That was how I found her channel, and it was such a fun video to watch. It would be interesting to try and recreate it. That's the perfect thing about Twitter, though, is that you don't have to, there's no like huge amount of pressure to become friends with someone. Like you could just interact with them on the timeline, and that still makes you feel like more plugged into the community and like you know people, even if you guys aren't best friends and like in a group chat, DMing all the time. I still think that is super valid. Sherilyn Kenyon has great fantasy romance. Her books are fantasy. I thought they were like paranormal with like vampires and shit. I might be thinking about a different I might be thinking about a different author though. Let's see. The Stars and the Blackness Between Them is about two black girls in love. Girl Made of Stars. Yeah. I haven't read Girl Made of Stars. I don't really know all that much about it, but cool. Isn't that what the Own Voices movement was created for? I feel like YA is completely different now compared to 5 years ago. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. The community not needing another white voice hasn't stopped literally anyone, so don't let it stop you, I guess. That's like, yes. I just feel like personally, if you want to make a channel, you should make it. Why not? Okay, so James Patterson Present is like a publishing house. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Thank you, everybody, because I don't know anything. I'm just a simple human reading my romance and smut. What's my ideal smut book? I don't know if you're asking me like what I would want to see or if you're asking me for a particular recommendation. But you know what I would love to see in more smutty books? Pegging. I want to see some men get pegged. That's why Zany by Rebecca Weatherspoon is like one of the best smutty books I've ever read. We love to see it. We love to see it. I'm glad you think I'm funny. I don't think I'm funny at all. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about, Kendra. Oh, you might be talking about the YA not being diverse enough. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of diverse YA coming out recently, so I definitely think that you could look into it. You know? My channel is divided between makeup and books, so I think it's possible to overlap Booktube with another niche. Yes, I definitely agree with that, and I think that is like, I don't know, like Booktube can really be what you make of it. It could be what you make of it. So definitely, I don't know. Do whatever you want. Yes, you have to find that video by Chanel. It was called like reading thrillers after dark or something like that. It was a really good video. Really good video. The community is really centered in like UK, US, and the Netherlands. I'm trying to think of if I know of any creators who are not like in the US. I think Fadwa from Word Wonders, like she lives in Morocco. So that's probably it. That would be funny. I'm just a simple person enjoying romance and smut. More pegging. That's what the romance community needs. Absolutely. Yep. I said what I said. I said what I said. You see this? You see? Testimonials. Zany is amazing. Please read it. Pegging rights. Men get pegged. I want that to be my political platform. Men getting pegged. Pegging is like when a woman wears a strap on and she fucks her boyfriend. That's what pegging is. Yes, it's using the strap on your man. I'm all about it. Where does Noria live, though? I thought that Noria lives in the UK. Oh my god. Does she not live in the UK? I've been wrong all this time? Shit. Yes. Pegging is when you wear a strap on and you bang your man. Oh my god. I will make t-shirts that say pegging rights. I will do it. If that's what you guys want, I'll do it. I swear, I'll do it. Spare coochie, ma'am. Oh, Noria lives in Nigeria. Why did I think she lived in the UK? Where did that come from? I have no idea. I'm so serious when I tell you that my mom, she was talking to me yesterday, and I was like, I think I'm going to hit 8,000 subscribers soon. And she was like, we need to make merch for you. What do you want it to say? And like, imagine that. Imagine if that was the merch that we made. Hilarious. Oh my God, how old are you, Miss Dash Dash? I hope you're not super young. Hope I didn't scar you for life. My bad. Yeah, sorry about that, Mayana. Hope I ain't scarred him for life. Hello. We are talking about pegging and merch, and if I should make merch that says pegging rights or spare coochie ma'am. But the only romance recommendation that I have that includes pegging is Zany by Rebecca Weatherspoon. It's amazing. Best book. Read it. It's also a really fun, like, fake marriage book. So I would recommend it, period. For the concept is really fun. It's really funny, but that's like the highlight of the book for me. Oh my God, Miss Dash Dash, you're so young. I'm so sorry. Hope I didn't scare you for life. Mayana, she reads her audiobooks out loud in her room, and she stay reading some smut. So you know her brother is scarred for life. We know it. All right. I will jot this down. We will be making Spare Coochie Ma'am and Pegging Rights merch. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. How are you too young for pegging? How? It just doesn't make sense. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What book is that? That's in the Wicked Villains series, right? Is that the one with Hercules and Hades? I think it is. I'm a little bit nervous to read the Hercules and Hades one because they are definitely related in the mythology. So, are they related in that book? Let me know if they are related in that book, because if they are, I can't do it. But if they aren't, I will read it, because pegging rights. Yep. That's going to be me. As soon as I leave the live stream, I'm finding out how to make t-shirts, and we're going to sell them. That's going to be my merch. Not something from the priest montage. Spare coochie on the front, pegging on the back. Oh my God, literally genius. Genius. You should be like my creative design team because amazing. Literally amazing. They're not related in the book? I'm there. I'm there. Libby is how I read almost everything. Like everything that I can't get from Kindle Unlimited, I get it from Libby. Libby is the best app. Libraries are amazing. Please download the Libby app. I don't know if it's available like outside of America. I think it's like in America and Canada, but I don't know where else it is. But it's definitely good. Okay, so learn my lesson though. I am going to read it. There will be a video. It's coming. Hopefully this month because, yeah. Anyway. Yes, exactly. Pegging is so valid. What else am I looking for? I feel like I missed a comment. I was so busy talking about my pegging. Am I missing anything? No. I think I got everything. All right. I have read The Song of Achilles. I really like that book. I think it's very beautifully written. Yeah, Libby only lets me borrow 6 at a time. Jack is really living his best life. I don't know how. Where do you live? Did they let you get 10 books? Like, they only let me get 6. I'm jealous. Yes, The Song of Achilles is brilliant, in my opinion. I really love the writing in that book so much. I think it's awesome. The Fated Mates podcast. I hear so much about that, but like podcasts aren't really my thing. But I definitely need to check it out because I need a pegging Rex. I need them. So let me look this up right now before I forget. Because we all know I'm absent-minded. My brain barely be working. I know you ain't said you could get 20 books from the Libby app. That ain't right. That's an injustice. They only be letting me get 6. That's not right at all. I hate it here. I can't believe this. I'm absolutely shook. Absolutely. I think Libby really depends on like your library system. So if your library system allows you to have that many books out, it will depend. I don't think it's about the app itself. I think it's about the library. Smart bitches, smart bitches, trashy books. I love that. You know what I really want to get on a shirt, like in all seriousness, for like merch? I want to get like bad bitches read romance on a shirt. Like I really want to get that on a shirt. No way somebody said 50. There's no way somebody said that they could get 50 books from Libby. I'm gonna pretend that I do not see it because I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Are you fucking kidding? Hoopla is trash. Hoopla only lets me get 4 books a month. Hoopla only lets me get 4 books a month. I've never been so upset, right? Like, what? What? Okay, saying Riley. At least somebody else understands my pain. At least somebody else understands the pain. Oh my gosh, Chanel's here. Chanel, I was just talking about you earlier in your video where you do like the reading thrillers in the dark or reading horror in the dark. I love that video. I recommended it to someone in the chat. Hopefully they'll watch that video. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. You see the vision? You see it? I definitely want to get that on a shirt. Definitely want to get that on a shirt. Yes, Libby only lets me get 4 books, or not Libby, but Hoopla. And it's trash because you can only get 4 books a month. Like, what if I accidentally download some shit and I don't want to read it? Hoopla don't care. They just want me to suffer. It's terrible. All right, I'm gonna do it. I kind of thought that it would be weird to like make merch because I'm not like some huge YouTuber. But if you guys are interested, I'll definitely see about making some shirts. I know someone who owns like a t-shirt company, so we'll see. Yeah. Okay. I will make merch and I will contact a person that I know that makes t-shirts. It's all happening. It's all happening. 30. 30? This is not right. This is absolutely not right. You really do hate to see it. I'm gonna have merch, and my merch is just gonna be like pegging rights. No, it's gonna be men get pegged, and then bad bitches read romance. Those will be my merch. It won't say nothing about Mina reads. It'll just be men get pegged. Not Rachel Gate merch. Oh my God. Imagine. Imagine a shirt that just says, "This human, this black beautiful human." Imagine it. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Angus is so messy. Okay. Okay. I'm screaming. I can't get over this. Wait. So funny. Like, it's genuinely the funniest tweet I've ever seen in my life. Why would she tweet that? Oh my god, her apology. Literally, somebody should make this black beautiful human shirts. I will buy it immediately. Immediately. Oh my god. Truly, this past week was definitely a moment in Twitter history. Like, what? I can't. I can't. Yes, Monty, make the shirt and just have it be a screenshot of the tweet. You know what I can't stop thinking about? I can't stop thinking about that meme that Connor made where it's like, "She gone, girl." That meme fucking kills me. Oh, oh my god. Angus, I hate you. I can't. I can't. Genuinely, like, the funniest thing that has ever happened. Like, the memes. The memes. Oh my god. Yes. Group chat gets free shirts. Love that for us. Twitter has definitely been a time this week. Has anybody been like keeping a list of all the shit that's gone on? Like, so much stuff has happened this week. It's insane. Thank you, Ali. The memes were just like expert level, like just amazing, amazing, top tier content. Like, the community really came together like never before making those memes. Man, I love it. I literally cannot stop thinking about the She Gone Girl one. I can't. Genuinely, I can't. Chanel, you've only been on Booktube for a year? Oh my god, you're literally a legend. Literally a legend. Like, wow. Wow. Not Soapgate. Oh my god. I just love calling like drama and controversy like something gate. It's just automatically 10 times funnier when you call it that. Rachel Gate will live in infamy. There's a Bookstagram account keeping track of all the drama. See, we love to see it. If Booktube was like a large enough community, I would love for somebody to have like a Booktube drama channel. That would literally make my day. Literally make my day. I do think that someone like found her, or she DM'd Jesse, and she's like told Jesse that she's gonna give them the money at some point. But like, how crazy was that? Like, imagine if she just completely disappeared with like $3,000. Literally insane. I'm gonna be honest. I would be a Booktube tea channel. Like, I would do it. I would take one for the team. To be honest, I would do it. I would do it if I'm being completely honest. Most of it would be Sarah J. Maas. Oh my God, like genuinely, Booktube drama channel would be so funny. If I see it pop up, just know that I created this. I'm the one who said it first. Whoever does it, I salute you. Yes, the money thing was just so crazy to me. I literally cannot understand why they decided to set up the GoFundMe instead of just like Venmoing Jesse the money. I just don't understand that. Really can't comprehend it. But that's really none of my business, if we're being honest. Still don't make no sense though. Not me going down in Booktube history. Oh my gosh, Chanel, are you gonna film a review video for that thriller that you just read and it was bad? Are you gonna do that? I really want you to make another one like the review you did for The Wives. I would like to see it. Super valid. You're so valid for that. I don't know. I don't know all that much about like the money situation, but it did seem weird. It seemed very strange. What was the book that you read called, Chanel? But I'm excited. I'm excited either way. I don't care what it's called, to be honest. I'm gonna be there as soon as you post that shit. I'll be in the comments. So Rachel wasn't originally supposed to run it. She bullied her way into being an organizer. See, now that's something that I didn't know. Okay. And I I didn't know who this person was until this happened on Twitter. Yeah. She always kind of seemed like a big deal on Twitter. She seemed like she had a lot of friends, so I used to see her around a lot. But she used to like block me and then unblock me a lot, so we were never mutuals or anything. But very weird. I too would like to know. Angus, can we be friends? Angus is like one of my favorite channels right now. I found him because of his like tier ranking booktube drama video. That video is so iconic. Everybody should be subscribed to Angus if you aren't already. He's so funny. So she added herself to it. And then because only her account was working for the GoFundMe, that's why she was the creator. As Ali says, the more you know. I don't know if you're saying that to me or Chanel, but I'm taking it as an invitation. I will be in your DMs later, Angus. We're best friends now. As you know. What other tea? What are we talking about? Any new drama? Any new information that I don't know yet? No. 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 Ah. No, the girl that was crying and it said, "Excuse me, but stop commenting." Her like Instagram is called Cassidy Reads, I think. I think that there's nothing funnier than the clip of her saying that the internet is unresourceful. I don't like to make fun of people, but she most definitely said the internet is unresourceful. I don't know what internet she been on, but I would never describe the internet as that. definitely wouldn't describe it as that. But that's just me, though. All right. I think I'm missing something. All right. I must be the only one who wasn't quite sure what happened. I know she disappeared from social media after being called for something racist. Okay, so basically what had happened was Rachel Marie, she does a lot of like really suspect stuff sometimes, and people call her out for it, and then she's like, oh, I apologize, I'm learning, I'm going to do better, and then she just like continues to fuck up or whatever. And so basically the thing that she did most recently was that she made a GoFundMe for Jesse from Bow Ties and Books. And so she made this GoFundMe, and she was like in charge of it. And she also was like trying to show that she's like an ally, because she did something where she like put the black power fist is her icon, and people were telling her like that was problematic and she shouldn't do that. So then she was trying to like go above and beyond to show how much she's an ally. So she wanted to do like the GoFundMe thing, and she went to this live visual that Jesse had on their Instagram, on their IGTV, something like that. And she took screenshots of it and she posted it on Twitter, and she said, this human, this black beautiful human. And it was just very weird. The language is very strange, and it was uncomfortable because it was such a private moment. So then a lot of people were like exposing how uncomfortable it is that she did that, and a lot of other problematic stuff that she'd done in the past. And then when she was like getting called out for all this stuff and all these receipts were coming out, she decided to delete all of her platforms. So she deleted her YouTube, she deleted her Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's what's happened with Rachel Marie. And since she like deleted, there's been all these memes about like she gone girl and stuff like that. So that's what we're talking about. That's what's happening. If you're not completely in the loop, now you know. All right. So what did I miss? Yes, that booktuber definitely said a slur. I have feelings about it, but I'm going to mind my business. I've been in enough drama for the past week to last me all year, so I don't feel like talking about it. You being unwilling to educate yourself is not equal to information not being there. Exactly. I have no idea, literally no idea how that person could say the internet is unresourceful. That's like, every time I think about that, it's just wild to me. Literally insane. Google is free. Google is absolutely free. You did miss the juicy segment, but it will be on the channel, so you can watch it later if you want. Yeah, Twitter is a circus. Whole lot of clowns on there. Yeah. Exactly, Eliza. I have friend crushes on everybody, but I recently become friends with all of the people that I had a friend crush on. So I'm living my best life right now, if I'm being completely honest. That's exactly how I would describe it. It's truly a circus. Like honk honk, I'm a clown. That's what it's all about at Twitter. The internet not being resourceful is the funniest thing. I've said it so many times, like my mom keeps joking to me about it. I love Naya so much. I love her. She's the best. She commented on one of my Bookstagram posts, and now I'm like, I want to shoot my friendship shot, but I feel like that would be weird. So, I don't know. Oh my God. Monet, you're so nice. Yes, that's how I would describe myself and all of my peers on Twitter. We're all clowns. I'm so happy to hear about that. I'm genuinely so happy to hear about that. That's amazing. even know who this is. Who is Abigail Cups of Tea? No clue who that is. Never heard that name in my life. So they deleted something? Deleted her Twitter because of the J.K. Rowling issue. What does her Twitter have to do with J.K. being a transphobe? I missed it. Oh, yikes. 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 That's rough. Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely understand why she would delete. But I'm going to be completely honest. I don't understand even having one series as like the whole focus of your channel. How do people do it? I used to always think about that, like when I used to really like Game of Thrones, and there used to be all those like YouTube channels dedicated to like dissecting the episodes and like the books and stuff. And I'm just like, how? Don't you get tired of that after you read the book for like the 59th time? What? What? Yikes. Well, poor Abigail. That's why you never put all your eggs in one basket. It's my birthday. What? All right. Well, that sounds very interesting. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think that you can separate the art from the artist. I know that a lot of people feel that way, but I don't think that it's possible to separate the art from the artist. And the reason I feel like that is because I think that I feel like your art is a reflection of you in some way. And I feel like you're going to put your thoughts and ideas and ideologies into your book, whether it's like subtly or boldly. So I don't feel like it's something that you can just like, you know, be like, oh yeah, I can still separate the art from the artist and it'll be fine. Because to me, it just doesn't work. I think that I think that J.K. Rowling, like, she's a really shitty person, and I feel like it's reflected in a lot of the stuff that she puts into her book. There's a lot of racist shit in there. There's a lot of like culturally insensitive shit in there. It's very what's the word? Like anti-Semitic. The way that she displays like what do they call, like the goblins or whatever. They are all based on like Jewish stereotypes. So it's just very uncomfortable. And I think that like when you are a bad person or you have bad ideas, it's going to be reflected in the kind of work that you make. So I don't think that you can separate the art from the artist, to be completely honest. I understand that some people feel that way, but for me, it don't work. Exactly. Exactly, exactly, exactly. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like some of these celebrities can't possibly have a publicist with the kind of stuff that they make or tweet about, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what reason does she even have to do all the stuff that she says? Like, the stuff that she says is just entirely unnecessary. Like, if you're an author, there's no reason that you should even be talking about what constitutes as like, oh, this is a woman and like sex has to be real and all this other stuff. Like, it's not something that even makes sense. Like, if you're an author, the only thing that you really need to be tweeting about is your fucking book. Tweet about your book. And if you're not tweeting about your book or what you're working on, why, especially if you're like a huge person like J.K. Rowling, like, you definitely could just have a fake private account. Why would you do that on your real thing? Yup, sex is completely different than gender. It's just weird shit. I don't know why so many people, exactly, like, I don't know why she won't shut up. Like, why she don't have a group chat or something of other, transphobes that she could talk to. Why she always got to tweet that shit out? Like, it's just stupid. Mark Wahlberg, he like committed a hate crime like a million years ago. I thought we all knew about that. We didn't all know about that. He like hate crime a Vietnamese man or something like that. A mess. J.K. Rowling is making a new book? What the fuck is it about? More Harry Potter shit? Exactly, Gigi. Exactly. You said all that needed to be said. Yeah, I don't think that it's worth it to waste time on her. She's just trash. And she's been trash for a long time. I think it's kind of annoying that people are constantly finding out new stuff about her. They're like, oh my gosh, she's a transphobe. Oh my gosh, she's this and that. It's like, where you been all this time? How you her biggest fan and you don't know nothing about it? Yes, Eliza said what needed to be said. Mark Wahlberg, he hate crimed somebody. He's pretty sucky. Apparently he's changed, but I doubt it. Exactly, Hippo Cowboy. She had a race of slaves who wanted to be slaves. Like, would that make sense? How did that make sense? And she always was making fun of Hermione, and Hermione was the only person that wanted to free the slaves. So it's like, as I said, the artist is reflected in their work. Exactly. I don't even know why straight people feel like they could speak on stupid shit like that. Just doesn't make sense. Garbage. Exactly, Monty. She been showing who she is for a long ass time. And for people who reread the series every single year and who buy 50 million copies, you'd think they'd be reading them and they would realize all the weird and problematic shit that's in it. But they don't. They just be eating that shit up. Like, read another book, beloved. I know that it's like a big deal. I get it. But I know it was a part of everybody's childhood. I read it when I was young. It was cool when I was young, but you grow up and you like new things. Literally every 3 months, she's saying something absurd. Literally. Points are being made. Points are being made. Oh, yes. Cho Chang. What a name. What a name. A mess. A mess. Not Negora Brown. Oh. Sentiment of value shouldn't blind you to criticism of your favorite media. Exactly. That's why I made that video. I don't know if any of you guys watched it, but that's why I made a video called like rereading problematic faves, and I reread the Foxhole Court, because I think that there's a lot of really problematic shit in that series, but I still like it. And I think that it's at least good to be able to call out problematic shit, but to just turn a blind eye to problematic shit that's in it is a bad idea. Why? Why not be able to own up to something being shitty? At the very least. I do know who she is. Didn't she write like that book, Beautiful Disaster or something like that? Everybody hates it. So I've never read it. But I have heard that she's like a shitty person. I've seen like screenshots of her saying shitty stuff on Facebook. I don't know who Anthony Horowitz is, but honestly, I was never super connected to any of that stuff when I was a child. Like, I did like stuff when I was younger. I think the thing I liked the most when I was younger is Twilight. So now Monet's comment is very topical. I used to love Twilight so much, but then you get older and you realize stuff, and there's so much racist shit about how she portrays the Quileute tribe that just makes me so sick. And the way that she like praises whiteness so much in that series makes me uncomfortable too. So Twilight is just not that girl when you get older and you realize new stuff. I'm glad you watched that vlog, Monty. Idris couldn't be James Bond because he's too hood. White people really do say anything. They really do. I don't know how you made it through life and you never read Harry Potter or Twilight. You're just a really strong individual for never giving in to the peer pressure. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know shit about Mormonism, so I can't speak on that. Have no idea what Mormons believe. But if you say so. The cover for Midnight Sun is literally disgusting, like disgusting. I don't know why she decided to go with that pomegranate. It looks so nasty. Like it looks horrific, horrible. I just don't understand. Literally don't understand. I genuinely, so you didn't read it until you were 21? Valid. I think I read it when I was in like the fourth grade or something like that. But all the pro-life stuff in Twilight, I'm gonna be honest. I think that people could do whatever they want with their body. So I'm pro-choice, obviously. And if it was Bella's choice to keep her baby, like, all right. But I hate the fact that it's made like she has to give birth to this baby that is going to kill her. And it's like, it's never an option for her to think about how it might affect her health. And I feel like it demonizes people who do want to make that health choice to not carry a pregnancy to term if it could harm their health. Just very shitty. Very shitty. All right. But like, they're nothing like Hades and Persephone. They wish they had even an ounce of that flavor, but they do not. Wait, how did you only read New Moon? How did you do that? New Moon is definitely like the most boring book out of all of them. Ain't shit going on in that book. If I had to have a favorite book in that series, even though I do think that obviously it's a shitty series, I really like Eclipse the most. New Moon's your favorite? Why? I would love to know why. I can't remember all that much about it, but I know that there was some stuff in Eclipse that I did like, but I can't remember anything about New Moon besides it just being weird as shit with all the werewolf stuff. I just don't like it. I saw somebody say something about fuck Jacob. I'm trying to find the comment. Here we go. Yes. That's another reason why I feel personally like the book is very racist, because she makes the only person or the only man of color in the story, he's like this violent sexual predator, and he's constantly trying to like force himself on Bella and force Bella to choose him, whereas Edward is like the pinnacle of chastity and he refuses to take her virginity until they get married. And it's like another way that it shows that Jacob is a bad person. Anytime a white person writes a hypersexualized, predatory man of color, it's racist. Racist garbage, for sure. That was the worst part of New Moon, when Bella jumped off the cliff. She really was like, just so that I could see a glimpse of Edward. Like, girl, go to sleep. See that nigga in your dreams. Like, don't make sense. Monty, okay. All right. Yes, they both suck. I'll never get over Bella's reaction to Edward being in her room. And when she's like, do you come in my room all the time? And he's like, yeah. You don't even know him. And he just in your room, you're all about it? How does that work? How did that make sense? I don't really know that much about The Host. I feel like I watched the movie, but I don't really remember what it's all about. Literally the most disgusting disgusting thing ever. And the fact that she made it a part of like the Quileute tribe's culture to do the whole imprinting thing, and there were multiple people in Jacob's tribe that were imprinting on children. Fucking disgusting. How dare she make like pedophilia a part of the culture of these people? Disgusting. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Yeah, that's a mess. I just don't understand Twilight. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand how you can like it when you get older. It was just so much weird shit in it. It was just too much in it that's just so gross to me. I don't know. Especially the imprinting thing. The imprinting thing is just like, it's literally no going back on that shit for me. I don't know why she thought that was like a good way to solve her love triangle issues. Like, it's so sick. Sick. In the host, the love interest kisses the main character and says how he knows it's her because she didn't want to be kissed, and other women want to be kissed all the time. What? Wait, what is the host even about? What goes on? I don't know nothing about that one. So, wig. Crazy if true. One of my pet peeves, the whole Twilight, was she never mentioned Bella's period apart from those tampons in her suitcase. Do you think that Edward would have been like more attracted to her when she was on her period? Imagine if that would be true. I'm only asking that because I used to be obsessed with this show called Hemlock Grove, and the vampire in that, he was like obsessed with girls that were on their period. Like, he was just obsessed with girls that were on their period. That's the only person that he would like sleep with. And it was really weird. So like, imagine if Edward felt the same way. How strange would that be? The host is about an alien invasion. All right. Fascinating. Exactly. Like, it's multiple people in the pack who are imprinting on children. Disgusting. Disgusting. Not Edward making tea. I'm done. I'm going. I can't. The things that I'm reading here in these comments is just, if Renesmee was not a thing, maybe it could have been better. Literally, the worst part of the movie involves this kid. Absolutely. Valid, valid, valid. All right. What else is being said? I missed a few. Heather, I agree with Heather about Hemlock Grove. I still never watched the last season of Hemlock Grove. I refuse to do it. I can't do it to myself. I feel like I missed a comment that I wanted to pin, but I can't find it now. Not this. Yes, sis. Hemlock Grove is like the weirdest show in the world, and I think that Stephanie Myers will be interested to know about it. She's going to pull a J.K. Rowling and be like, the whole time Edward was eating her used tampons. She's going to do it. One day it's going to happen. Not morphine. Horrible. What? See, that's why I can't mess with Stephanie Myers. She stay having some weird shit. Stay having some weird shit in the book. All right. What crap are we talking about, Kendra? I do believe I missed something. If VA stands for Vampire Academy, no, I have never read it. Ooh, not the Christian Grey tampon stuff. Not that. Don't make me think about fucking 50 Shades of Grey. Don't make me do it. I think that that's like one of the weirdest scenes I've ever read in a book. Like, all right, You want to have period sex, fine. But why that tampon scene? That tampon scene is just, well, gross. So Stephanie Myers did address the period thing. You know what I want to know? I want to know how the fuck Edward got Bella pregnant if his insides are like crystallized and shit. How he got sperm? Somebody answer that question for me. Leave that in the chat. Leave that in the chat if you have the answer to that question. I have not watched it yet, Jack. I think I'm going to watch it tonight. Probably. Hopefully. I will try, maybe, to read Vampire Academy. No promises are being made, but perhaps. It did. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. He got that good sperm. Not the seawater warmed up his sperm. Oh my God. No. 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 Oh my God. The chat is terrible right now. Not the ocean water. How does that work? What? The ocean water. How does that? How? What? What? I hate everything about this. But when is the ocean warm? I have never been in a warm ocean. I literally have never been in a warm ocean. Those exist? Really? The more you know. But, oh God, I hate it. I hate it. I should have never asked. I should have never asked. The super swimmers really, it did me in. It really did me in. She's talked about it. I'm going to ask her. I'm going to DM her after this. Not Gavin saying that Edward is hung. Oh, horrible. Horrible. I am still on live. I don't know. It's been like 3 hours. It feels like it's been like 30 minutes. I love talking to you guys. You guys are so fun. How does he not have blood, but he got skeet? I haven't heard somebody come skeet in like 7 years. So thank you for reminding me of being in like middle school. Appreciate that. I too hate the wild sperm theories. It's really bad. Really, really bad. I have been to tropical places and the water was not warm. It just wasn't warm. So I don't know. We are talking about Twilight. We're talking about how Stephanie Myers is a mess. And we're also talking about how Edward was able to get Bella pregnant. And some of the theories include that the water warmed his balls and he could use his sperm that way. Also that he's packing, so he got that big dick and that's how it worked. Miriam says that she just made up her own science. We are definitely talking about sperm. I think we should talk about something else, to be completely honest, but imagine. That's what we're all talking about. Exactly. Exactly. Like, see? You see? All right, we're moving on. We're moving on. Angus is right. So what we finna talk about now? I'll stay on live for like 30 more minutes. Yes, we're talking about Twilight and how it's possible for Edward to impregnate Bella. That's what we're talking about. I promise we're not talking about sperm just for the sake of it. But earlier we were talking about pegging. So we might have that on some merch soon. We'll see. I have been kind of keeping up with the publishing paid me stuff, but Not really. I saw the stuff about like how underpaid N.K. Jemisin is, and I just like completely tuned out. Like an award-winning author is making such a small amount, it doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. My favorite haiku character is Kenma, probably. I love Kenma a lot. I also am obsessed with like Hinata and Kageyama. I personally have a theory that like Hinata and Kageyama are like Neil and Kevin from the All for the Game series. And I was talking about that on my Tumblr when I first started watching Haikyuu, because I feel like they're basically the same. Literally the same. I haven't been on Booktube that long. I've only been on Booktube since like 2018. I think you've been on Booktube for much longer than me, Angus. I think the earliest Booktube drama that I can remember, I kind of feel like I came on Booktube when people were talking about like Soapgate. I think that happened in 2018. And that's like the earliest drama that I really remember. But I also wasn't even like involved in like book Twitter yet. So I didn't know anything about all of the drama that was going on. But I would love to know what's the earliest drama that you remember, because I don't know all that much about what the community was like before 2018. Pegging rights pins. Much to think about. Y'all are really going to make me do this. I will really make this merch. And if y'all don't buy it, I will be embarrassed. But I still might do it. I still might do it. Exactly, Natalie. Exactly. You see it? You see it. And I love Kenma. I love Kenma so much. I don't know who Chip Creek is, but he got, excuse me? For a debut, he almost made $1 million for a debut book. And I never even heard of him. So he didn't even make a splash. Like, publishing just be spending money just to spend it, it seemed like. I don't understand how they choose to charge people. It don't make sense. Hi. Hello, Spencer. Yeah, okay. Angus should definitely make part 2 to the Booktube drama. You know what I learned watching his video? I learned about that girl who made the video about like how she hates diversity, and then she became like a alt-right channel. Wig. Craziest thing I've ever heard. Soapgate is when this book box, they made a soap made out of it. Well, it was a soap, but it was shaped like a dick, and it was in like a book box for the, what's it called? The Akatar series, and it was supposed to be like Rezan's dick. And it was a whole huge deal because people were like, it's inappropriate or whatever. But wild. Crazy. I mean, did people use it? Like, imagine getting in the shower, just like rubbing dick soap on you. Like, just, I'm getting clean with my dick soap. Like, I wonder if it smelled good. I wonder what it smelled like. That's my main question. What do you think that the Rezan dick soap smelled like? Let me know in the chat. There wasn't a lot of Booktube drama before 2016. The earliest I remember is some white dude saying girls who wear makeup don't read. That's crazy. That's insane. I hear a lot about that guy, but I have no idea what in the world he be talking about. Like, don't even make sense. Alt-right booktuber girl always kills me. Just thinking about it is like, why? Hi. Thank you so much for subscribing, joining the channel. That's so cool that you're in Tokyo. Yes, Angus's tier ranking video is literally amazing. Best thing in the world. She also called the people she had a problem with her video special snowflakes. Wild. Yes, dick soap. Imagine strap soap for merch. Wow. See, but it don't hit quite the same. Like if I put pegging rights on a shirt, it makes sense. Strap soap, it don't sound the same. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, understand me, it don't work. Nah, it's spunk. Oh my God. I hate you guys. I hate you guys. Oh my God. Special Snowflakes is better than Peasants. You know, I never watched a Rachel Marie video, so I had no idea that she called her subscribers peasants. But crazy if true. Crazy if true. I need Soapgate ×2 for your requests now. Wig. Okay. Do I have any unpopular opinions or hot takes? I feel all of my takes and all of my tea is probably lukewarm at best. Because I feel like I believe all of the regular stuff, like Twilight is problematic, J.K. Rowling is trash. You know, I don't know. Yes, I heard that Rachel, she called her subscribers like peasants, and she called herself the queen. And she had like this whole series on her channel that was called Rachel's Realm. Very interesting if true. That's what I heard. I saw it was like something, it was like a screenshot of it. She was hosting like a readathon or something, and it said like, and all you peasants can enter a giveaway or something like that. So wild. Thank you so much for coming to the live show. I can't believe it's almost 2 a.m. for you and you stayed. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I hope you rest well, and I appreciate you. What in the Tumblr 2013? Literally. Who calls their subscribers peasants? Why would you do something like that? I just don't understand it. Like, even as a joke, I don't 100% get it. I know that some people like have a, you know, like a funny little nickname for their subscribers. Like, I really love commentary channels, and like Danny Gonzalez, like he calls his subscribers Greg. And then like, what's that other guy? Drew Gooden. He calls his subscribers like little stinkers. But it's like a joke because he calls himself like a big stinker. So it's just like, it's a thing that kind of makes sense because it's like corny and dumb. But if I was her subscriber, I wouldn't want her calling me a peasant. But interesting. She called them peasants in the gift messages. Yeah. Yeah. You hate to see it. You truly do hate to see it. The only thing she had in her I can't read. I told y'all I'm illiterate. I be trying to read on this camera, and every single time I be like, I can't read. What does this say? I mean, the only thing she had in her Amazon wish list was the book How to Be Anti-Racist. Hopefully she gonna learn something from that one. You think she'll ever come back to Booktube? I wonder if she will. My hot take is that white authors shouldn't write main characters of color. I agree. But, you know what concerns me the most? I do have a small hot take. It's like lukewarm tea. But I don't believe that white authors should continue to make so many like queer romances, right? Where they'll have a white protagonist and then they'll have like a person of color as the love interest, because I feel like these people of color as the love interest are always incredibly underdeveloped, and I hate that. I think that that's just like very uncomfortable. That's kind of how I feel about I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. I think that that book was like pretty good, but I did not like the way that the side character that was like the love interest was written. All the side characters in that book were all people of color, and the main character, Ben, they were white. And everybody that Ben was surrounded by, they were all like just one-note characters that were there completely to support Ben rather than having any of their own personalities. And I hated that. So it just fucked up that book for me, even though it was pretty decent. You were supposed to be a royal for her this year. What does that mean? Wait a minute. She set up a complex readathon where you make your way across a map of a fantasy world of which she was the queen. And I was supposed to be a royal for her this year. Wow. Well, I mean, appreciate her creativity. So will be back. I definitely feel like she will be back. She feels like the kind of person who will come back. And I know that she has so many people like defending her that it kind of makes me feel like she might have a platform if she tried to come back. Who knows? I'm missing stuff. Why does the chat keep going down? Yes, he has left the chat. I fucking hate that book. I hate Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue so much. I've hated it. I read it last summer, I think. I hated that book. It was so boring. And Percy's character, the way he was written, was disgusting. It just, oh my God, I hate that book. Literally despise it. Yes. Yes. I did not like the way that the side characters were written in I Wish You All the Best. It just was not, it was not a good look. I would honestly rather the book just not be diverse. Everybody just be white, to be honest. Not her changing her whole name, Riley. Wait. She made up a fake black best friend from a different account. Oh, wow. Well, imagine if she did like like an apology video, like sitting on the floor crying, like the Laura Lee apology wig. Imagine. If she made that apology video, I would make the Booktube drama channel. I would do it. So the Royals are co-hosts in this readathon. And when everything came out, I messaged her telling her I'm essentially canceling the bookie trials. Yes, it was just weird. I feel like some people just feel too comfortable to say weird shit. Like, the thing that she said, it just was gross. I won't even repeat it because I don't know if Riley would be okay with that. But how gross. Raquel Marie. I don't think I've ever heard of her. Interesting. Very interesting. Straight white women stop writing gay by men of color. Points were made. Wait, Rocky, her channel is called like Raquel Marie? I'm a bad friend. Her name is really Raquel Marie? I just call her Rocky. So I never even considered that. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Enough Rachel Marie. We don't know her. She gone, girl. I'm so sorry to Rocky that I didn't know what your name is. I apologize, but I love you. Is this real life? I feel like I only remember her which is Blonde with a Book. So I'm like, okay, see, that makes some sense. All right, so I'm not completely losing it because I was like, now, come on. All right, thank you, Eliza, because I was definitely lost, confused, twisting in the wind. I did not know. I did not know. The more you know. Y'all always teaching me something. I saw a comment up there about Simon versus, let me see if I can find it. Okay, thoughts on Leo on the Offbeat. I haven't read Leo on the Offbeat, but I know that a lot of people who read it really disliked Leah. They thought that it was kind of shitty. So I probably won't read that. But Simon verse, I thought it was like okay. I preferred it as a movie. Yeah, I prefer it as a movie. I love watching Gavin's rant review of Simon Verse. You guys should all watch Gavin's rant review. It's really good review. Leo on the Offbeat was ass, so problematic. You hate to see it. Wow, you really do hate to see it. I love the movie. I thought the movie was so nice. I can't believe that the book, like, I don't hate Simon Verse, but I don't think that it works well. Like, I just didn't like the way it was written all that much. It was kind of cute, but it was kind of a mess. It definitely translates better on screen, I think. Oh my god, you hated the movie? Why'd you hate the movie? I mean, I still think that the plot line is bad in the movie or in the book, but I think the book was less entertaining than the movie. So that's how I feel. Hi, Sammy. Thank you. I don't like the way that the other went out of her way to pat herself on the back. Who's the other that we're talking about? I don't know. Why do we need a kiss scene with everyone watching in the Simon Verse movie? I don't know. I didn't hate it. It didn't like negatively impact me. But I did like the movie. The Blessa. Oh, okay. The author. Yeah. I definitely understand that. Thank you, Candace. Natasha Rothwell is like the funniest person in the world. Do you guys watch Insecure? You should watch Insecure. Oh my god, Riley. You should watch Insecure. I don't know why I feel like you would appreciate it, but you would appreciate it, Riley. You should watch it. Insecure is like my favorite show. I just started watching it recently. Best show on TV. Literally the best show on TV. Let's see. I think I missed a few comments. I did like the Love Simon soundtrack, definitely. But like, what was so bad about the bi rep in Leah? Because I know a lot of people said that they hated that. See, I knew that Riley would love Insecure. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I don't know how you would feel about Insecure, but Insecure is a very messy show. So if you ever in the mood for some mess, I would definitely say watch it. I think like my favorite thing about Insecure is that the characters are just messy and like bad people sometimes, and the whole book, like the whole show is them. I don't know, I won't say like they're self-reflecting, but it's just about like how people make bad decisions and all the different kind of bad decisions you could make. I don't know. And it's like personal growth and shit, but also it's really hot. Like every season is fire scenes. We love to see it. I just caught up on Insecure. Like I had only ever seen like the first few episodes of the first season, and in the past like 2 weeks I watched the whole show. It's so amazing. I don't know if it's on a streaming service. I just know that it airs on HBO on Sundays. I think that Love Victor is about a new kid who comes to the same school that Simon goes to. I think that's how it's related to Love Simon. Leah went off on Abby when she came out as bi because she said she was low-key bi, and Leah got mad. What? See, that's this kind of stuff that gets on my nerves when like straight people want to write about like queer people. They always saying some stupid shit. Like, just shut up. What do you even know about this situation to be writing the book? I think that that's something that really does get me about like straight white authors. If it's one thing that they have, it's the audacity. They just will write anything. They won't know shit about it, haven't lived none of the experience, and they still writing it. It really is interesting to me. Very interesting. I see Rachel Marie trying to come back in a couple months with a new name claiming to be her twin sister. Not a Lifetime movie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Love Victor is about the same thing. Not the same thing, the same school. Yeah, that's ugly. Definitive labels are hard, especially when you're young. Yeah, Monty, Insecure, like, I feel like I don't know how much you would like Insecure, but it is really a messy show. And, like, there are going to be times in the show when you're mad at, like, everybody because they're always doing stupid shit. But I still think that it's a really good show. It's very entertaining. It's really funny. So, I don't know. Yes, I'm serious. Exactly. Like that makes me so mad. Like I think it's one thing for straight people like they want to write like gay romance and stuff. Like all right, but I always have my eye on you if you don't write about queer women but you're super hyped to write smut about gay men. I have my eye on you and it's very weird. And I think it's crazy that she said that on her Twitter. Like, yeah, I just don't feel any inspiration to write about female romance. I just don't know if I can relate. Like, bitch, you're a girl. Are you fucking kidding? Like, you're not a man. What do you know about being a man to write male romance? Like, you're not even queer at all. So how did it make sense? How did it make sense? Yes, the author who wrote the Simon books is straight. Exactly. Exactly. You said it. You said it. Hey, Aaron. Yes. Just a lot of fetishizing goes on, and it's just gross. Like, it's just gross to me. Like, the fact that it would be one thing, like, I would maybe try to defend people from, like, fetishizing, you know, like the fact that they're maybe fetishizing if they will also write about queer romance between girls. But the fact that they never do is like, I can't trust you. If you think that you're entitled or prepared or researched well enough to write about gay men, why can't you write about queer women? It just doesn't add up. Lesbophobia definitely does jump out. I got dragged by middle-aged men for saying I don't like reading gay coming of age written by straight authors. Exactly. Exactly. I feel exactly the same, Riley. To me, it's just like, I just don't personally get it. Like, I've definitely read some male romance that was written by straight women, but it does make me uncomfortable that so many of them refuse to write female romance. It's like, how do you think that gay relationships are hot, but you can't write about two women? And it's weird to me that they think that they don't have like the I don't know, they don't know enough to write about women, but like at the very least you are a woman, even if you aren't a queer woman. But you're going to write about queer men? What do you know about being a man, let alone being a queer man? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I never will understand what the hell they're talking about. I don't think that you should just read straight romance. But the thing that makes me uncomfortable is that a lot of people who read male romance, they will just exclusively read male romance, and that's the only thing that they will read from. And I think that that's really uncomfortable because it's just weird. You know, like I just something about it just does not feel right. And especially because these people will be straight women with a husband and kids and everything like that, and they'll be like, oh yeah, like reading straight romance makes me sick. Like clearly is something wrong. Like you need a little bit of therapy for that if you can't read about straight people but you love to read about gay men banging. Like it's just something that you need to consider. Why is it something that makes you uncomfortable to read about straight people or to read about two women in love, but you're obsessed with reading about men in love? It's just like, but if you can read it and like not be obsessive about it, I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think that like fetishization, some stuff just like feels wrong. just feels wrong. I hate all this who capitalize on diversity. Yes. Yes. I just think that a lot of times it's just weird to me. Exactly. That's the thing that gets me. Like, I like to read from own voices authors. That's why I even discovered Jack, because I found out that, like, obviously that he was a queer man. And so I'm like, okay, I definitely want to try his books, because I feel like so much of the male space is full of like women writing it. And it's just like, it's so weird. I just don't get it. Can we talk about the fact that a majority of acceptable FF romance are always soft and never steamy? Yes, I was trying to talk about that on your live show at Bookfest in bed, but I feel like I articulated myself really poorly. But I definitely think that a lot of times, like when you see FF romance that gets really hyped, it's only like really soft and like mild romance. You know, I feel like it's never super intense. It's never really sexy. I feel like that's something that we never see, like a push and hype for those kind of books. There's definitely some that exist, and I have, like, you know, I've looked into some and I've read some that I liked, but it's just like, I feel like it's so hard to find that kind of book, which upsets me. It upsets me. Like, anyway, I need to read The Midnight Lie. Okay. I think I have that on my Kindle, but I haven't read it yet. So you're right. I do need to read it. Oh, I think I have that from Kindle Unlimited right now as well, because I was planning to read it this month. I don't know when I'm going to find time for it, but I need to do it. Exactly, Eliza. I feel like I keep running into this thing where I find a lot of like sapphic romance, but it'll be really blandly written. Like, I don't know what it's about. I don't know what I'm missing. It just upsets me. Like, why is it so hard to find sapphic romance that's like amazing? My favorite sapphic romance is Treasure by Rebecca Weatherspoon. It's so amazing because the characters are like really fun and funny, and like there's sex scenes, and the sex scenes are so amazing. Like, the sex scenes are so steamy, and I love the fact that she talks about like she just talks about sex between women, and it's not something that's always fade to black. I feel like so many times when people do write about gay women, it's always like, oh, and then they just kissed on the cheek and it's so nice. Like, women have sex with each other too, you know. It does happen. Who even reads adult romance without steamy times? Mood. Honestly, if there's no sex in a book, I'd be so mad. That's one of the reasons I was kind of mad about The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, because there was like no steaminess in that book. There was all this sexual tension, and I thought that we was really going to go somewhere with that, and we did not. We didn't. We had to fade to black. Literally hate fade to black shit. Can't stand it. Treasure is written by Rebecca Weatherspoon. I'm going to put it in the comments. She also has some other sapphic books. I think they're about like vampires and a sorority, but I haven't read that yet. Yes. I feel like all the books that I've read by her are just amazing. So you definitely need to read Rebecca Weatherspoon. All of her stuff is really sexy, to be completely honest. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, like, people are asking for Rex, and I just keep thinking about all the amazing people that I read from. I'm serious, Monty. I've read so many sapphic romances where it feels like all they do is like hold hands intensely. And it's like, girl, that's not it. Like, it's upsetting. Exactly. I feel like men, like, male romance is just so hypersexualized, and I feel like FF romance is not sexual at all, which maybe is to like combat stereotypes about like how lesbians are super sexy and stuff like that. And I feel like that is valid, but I don't like it. I think that it's better to read books where you allow women to express sexuality and desire. That's my personal take. That's my tea spill for the day. Yes, I can't believe that there wasn't no sex scenes in Unhoneymooners, because so many people told me that it was like super, like Christina Lauren writes super sexy books, and then I was like, girl, where is that though? Not me wearing glasses, but still squinting. I can't see shit. Do it, Heather. Do it. I have an Adriana Herrera book that I'm going to be reading. I'm filming a reading vlog this week, and so I'm going to be reading this book. It's called Finding Joy, and it's a male romance. So I'm going to be reading that, and I'll talk about it in this video, and we'll see if I like it, because I got an arc. I definitely need to see an optometrist. I definitely do. You ain't never lied. So I wonder why they stopped writing like sex scenes, or why they got away from writing sexy stuff. Like I wonder why they did that. Have they ever talked about it before, like in an interview or anything? Money. So was the Beautiful Bastard series, was it like independently published and then they got like traditionally published, or what? Anybody know the answers? It's cool if not. Gotta get that women's fiction going. I think that sucks though. That kind of sucks. Oop, it was Twilight fan fiction. A lot of stuff was Twilight fan fiction. Stephenie Meyers really sparked a whole lot of careers. So much to think about. Much to think about. What's your favorite fan fiction? Like, what fandoms were you guys in? What was your favorite fan fiction from there? Have any of them been turned into like a traditionally published book? Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's what I'm asking. Women's fiction, yeah. It's just, women's fiction is literally just fiction about women. And usually there's like a romance in it, but the thing that like separates women's fiction is that it's less steamy. Bye, Jack. You've never read fanfic? You're better than me. I wouldn't have deleted all my Naruto fanfic. If you were told you could only read one book for all time, you had to read it every day. I don't know. I don't know. I'ma just pick like the City of Brass. I really like the City of Brass. So I would say that it would be fun because I think the City of Brass has like a lot of layers to it. So maybe I'd find something new every time I read it. So probably the City of Brass. Nobody in here ever read fanfic? Wow. The amount of men coming into my bookstore asking for the men's fiction section. The thing that I hate about that is like men's fiction is just literary fiction. But when it's women's fiction, but when it comes to women, it's like, this is chick lit. What the fuck is chick lit? I hate that. Ooh, I hate that. Haiku fics, they be messing me up a little bit. I don't like them that much because there's a lot of porn in the haiku AO3 tag, and I hate that. Those kids are like 14 and 15. I don't want to read about them having sex. So I never read haiku fanfic, to be honest. It just do not work for me. Same. I love reading All for the Game fanfic. I feel like that's probably why I feel so intently about the books, because I think that the fanfic is just so good that I love the books even more. Literary fiction is a snooze fest. I do agree. Yes, the characters in haiku are high schoolers. I think Hinata is like 14 or 15 or something like that. I used to read One Direction fanfic. Not gonna lie. I used to. And I found out that one fanfic that I used to read, it got published. So, and it's not after. So, interesting stuff. All right. I think you guys are talking about Once Upon a Time. I never watched that show, so I don't really know what we're all talking about, but amazing. Emma and Regina. I feel like I saw a lot of like GIF sets of them on Tumblr. Do you say GIF or do you say GIF? Let me know in the comments. I say GIF. I can't say GIF. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know if I would recommend anybody read All for the Game, if I'm being honest. There's definitely much better books out there. But if you ever want to read something like fast and a bit weird, I would say like go for it. The first book is free on Amazon and on like any other platform to buy it. So the first book is always free, and then the subsequent books are only like $9.99. So if you ever want to read something, you could get into it if you want, but I wouldn't like 100% recommend it. I feel like I only like it because I read it at a very particular time in my life, if I'm being honest. I don't like the fandom development of doing the writer for the writer. Headcanons are now the basis of how we interact with media, and shows are only good because of what fanfic you've read. Valid. I definitely agree with that. Girl, who's step grandma? What are you all talking about? I'm lost as shit. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all have that conversation because I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Well, I'm gonna expose myself now, my shameful One Direction past. But I used to be like, I used to ship Harry and Louis. It was horrible. You could judge me if you want. It was a terrible time in my life. I did used to ship Harry and Louis. I used to think it was real. And I definitely did read some fanfic of them. And it was a fanfic called Escapade. And that book is published. I don't know if it was like independently published or if it has a publisher, but it's definitely on Goodreads, published by that author. I've seen it. So, yes. Definitely exposed myself. Yes, I was for a little while. Not a long time. A little while. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not valid. So I stopped. But it was a time. Literally, that fandom was so wild. Like, it was just such like a crazy time in my life. But then I grew up and I realized how gross all that shit is. So I was not valid. But what can you do? I do not have it marked as read with a review. But if I did mark it as read with a review, it would probably be 4 stars. Yes, they still have Larry stands, which I don't understand. Like, they have not interacted with each other in like 7 years. How the hell are people still shipping them? Simply doesn't make sense. How? See, listen, I definitely used to be one of those people that was like obsessed with like connecting their fucking tattoos and shit, like the rose and the dagger. I used to be one of those stupid people, but then I grew up and I was like, Bitch, who cares? These men are never thinking about me. Why am I always thinking about them? So I just stopped thinking about them. A mess. I did see the Larry scene in Euphoria. Horrible. You hate to see it. There were definitely no rules in that fandom. It was all kinds of gross shit. When I was in that fandom, I was like a child. I was like super young. And there were so many adults in that fandom that was weird. Like it was so many adults in that fandom, especially on Tumblr. And they were, I feel like they just like encouraged you to think that Larry was like super valid and like you're valid for shipping them and for like reading fanfic about them. And so I was just following like other people's lead, to be completely honest. But it was weird. A weird time. I was never a 1D stan, but Harry and Louis lost the opportunity to capitalize on that. Literally. I guess they were just so straight that they couldn't market it, but it didn't make sense to me. Anyway, this live stream is almost 4 hours long. I feel like that's an egregious amount of time. So do you guys have any more questions? I have trauma from that fandom. Literally the worst place in fandom history. You are absolutely correct. So many creeps. There were so many creeps in that fandom, and I definitely like fell in with the wrong crowd. I was friends with a lot of adults that made me think that weird shit was okay. So that fandom was just a bad place. Thank you, Eliza, for coming through. It was really nice talking to you as well. I will do another live in the future, probably when I hit another milestone, but I don't know when. Back to FF. What tropes do I look for? I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't really look for tropes. I just read something. Like if it's FF, if it has like a reasonable reviews where it's like not horribly rated, I just read it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I think I'm going to end the live show here, but I love you all so much. And it was really great talking to everybody. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Thank you for 8,000 subscribers. And I love you all. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye, you guys.